Okay, hello YouTube. This is the start of the video over here. Good. Hello, hi. To the team here, actually, there is housekeeping stuff to kick off with. Very beginning of the stream today. Raven, you guys leveled up, so you need to carry out your level up procedure. That is to say, you get 1 health point, you get 1 skill point, and you pick a perk card. Sam and Jim did the first 2. They did the health point and the skill point last week. And that means today they are coming, hopefully prepared with what perk they want to choose as well. Turn off that thing in the background and I'll get less echo. Haha. Okay. This is depressing. This is depressing, Crickety. Yeah, there we go. Let's go to a nice porch ambience like we're at a camp. It's a little better. I just don't want YouTube to ding me for all the cute Fallout songs in the background. One of these days, I'll pick the playlist that works. But oddly enough, we did get hit with one last week, and Twitch decided to auto-mute a segment. I got to go figure out what exact song they decided to mute. That way I can take it out of the playlist and be done with it. Okay. Oh, I should also put up here a link in chat for everyone that wants to get looped in on our Substack. That is the home of all of this content. That has the podcast. It has the videos. They're all going up there. I don't know that I got a great screen to show you all of that today. Maybe. Let me see about that. If I go over here. Oh, I need to do that. This might work. Okay, and if I turn this guy. Whoop, there we go. Okay, I can show it. Bright white, burn your eyeballs out. There we go. That's what we need. A little retina damage. I turned up the screen brightness on this laptop a couple nights ago for no real reason, just to see how bright it gets, and it literally, I think, hurt my eyes that night for real. Like, I regretted it as soon as I did it, and I don't know. Bad experience. Careful with how bright they're making the screens these days. I just turned it up and cooked my retinas that night. And I was literally like, ugh, actually with a hand up trying to protect my eyeballs. Suck it, Jeffy B. I share my wealth, unlike you, says Mac. That's good. That's good. We need you. We need you. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm getting things set up here on the side. I realize on the YouTube playback there might be that watermark where my camera is. I might want to move me. Something like that. Will that be better? I'm checking it. I'll wait for the delay on the other screen. Yes, Kami Quinoa, welcome to the stream. Good to see you tonight. Thanks for being here. Okay, and then off screen. Whoopsies. How's this working? Let's whoop. Ooh. Okay, that works. That's better. For me, at least. YouTubers, you can let us know. Where's the rest of our music here that's a little bit more exciting? I thought I have... Aha! This says Fallout copyright free, chat. Let's see. We'll see. Some of these are not exactly copyright free, as the titles imply. Probably this one. But at least that's a little bit of something that's a little different for everybody. Okay, we got 15 minutes till we kick off with the game tonight. Again, to the people here in my chat, we got Sky playing... Oh, I'll put the character sheets up, actually. We got Sky playing Sam, the Ranger. We have Raven. That's Mac Ravenblood, one of our... Well, they're all mods here on the channel, but that is Raven doing the tribal character, the Mothman worshiper. And we got DK playing Jim, the tech specialist survivor. So that's our loadout for tonight. You can see their abilities streak past on the screen, some of their tag skills and their specials. Let that roll through just a little bit. And I am going to do an AFK in a minute here, chat. That's right. That's right, Dan. They're against any type of proletarian unity. I just decided I'm not going to take the risk of getting my account banned. Plus, we didn't have like a lot of people showing up for communist content recently. And that could just be the people were fatigued about it or whatever. But I've long talked about this transfer of the name and all that stuff dating back, oh, I don't know, about a year. Actually, it is legitimately a year. I have been talking about doing that for 1 year, almost on the nose, saying it would be about March of 24. That I was saying, you know, there will eventually be a day in the near future where we're going to need to stealth the channel and promote what we promote through other means. And honestly, I found like 30 minutes ago, 45 minutes ago, something, I was a little kicking myself that why did I never run a test overall this 3-year period where like on Instagram I was doing this stuff? Why did I never run a test where I had Kyle the communist account and then I had like Kyle Joe Blow, Kyle the nobody account, and like try the exact same messaging and see which sticks? From anecdotal experience, Kyle the Joe Blow attracts a lot more attention and gets a lot more head nods than Kyle the communist. People are literally simply repulsed by their misunderstanding of the name a lot of the time. I don't really use incognito accounts too often. I'm pretty lazy about that. Like, I just barely can focus on the ones I've got, so.
Well, and on the one hand, it's like you want to be proud of your beliefs, but on the other hand, because of the years and years of Red Scare propaganda and the fact that we are likely entering into like a third wave Red Scare, you know, like you said, people might not pay attention to that because they're instantly just so repulsed by the name.
Exactly. That is exactly true. So, my motto is we rebrand it for something that I know works. That is to say, people like this type of stuff. There's a lot of people who are turning to things like D&D in these times of real shittiness where you don't have a lot of friends. Like, we've lost human interfacing so much. I think people are very attracted to TTRPGs right now as a kind of natural... I think it's a natural response to two things. One, our isolation, but also the failure of the video game industry. If anyone's watching the video game industry, it is going down like it is a ship with so many holes in it. It is just doomed. And the management across the gaming industry is convinced and so engaged in continuing to sink it that it's not going to turn around. Hell, I mean, even to bring it back to what we're doing right now, like generally D&D, also Hasbro is just killing the Dungeons and Dragons franchise. They've just released a whole new books update of rules, and it's hit to mixed reviews. People on the internet are pulling apart all the corporate wording that's being used in Hasbro's announcements. Meanwhile, Hasbro's like slashing the team over there like crazy. The new WotC Wizards of the Coast style approach, they say that they want everyone to implement AI into their TTRPGs, which is not being received well for very good reason. So yeah, it's just, you know, watching any of these professional like big scale corporations try and manage any of these franchises we love. It's just, I don't know. It's like watching someone kick a puppy. It's yeah. It's intense. So we're here. We're holding down the fort, doing our things. Thank you to everyone that shares out this content. It's over on YouTube as well if you want to go give a subscribe over there. It's, you know, we're a table of comrades, but I'm not for a second going to apologize for changing, you know, the name or anything, especially when my audience knew so well it was coming. I think everyone understands the purpose and the point behind it. If they haven't, it's time to go to the ear doctor and get an inspection as to, you know, all the different times we discussed it. Yeah. Talking about it for over a year. So hopefully they know and they all saw it coming. And if not, again, back to the ear doctor with them. Get a test. There's a lot of people that watch the stream but don't listen. That's a truth. That's a goddamn truth. We learned this last year, isn't it? Hey, also shout out to Substack. They're really making inroads to be a cool platform. I like them a lot these days, you guys. 10 minutes. Good boy, Lou. You're in your chair. Okay, I'm going to do my AFK, and then we'll kick off. I'm grabbing my water. Be right back. Whoopsies. Let's not do the intro theme. We'll do that one. I realize I don't have a great view of my chat today because my one account's not signed in on Chatty. I wonder if I can fix that in time. I don't know that I care. I'll leave it for now. Okay, I return. Hello, friends, one and all. Hello, hello, hello. Comrades, we got 5 minutes till we kick off our game time.
All right.
5 minutes. Hello, everybody in chat. Good to see you all. Hey, thanks for the strong show out tonight. Whatever the word is. Show out, showing up. I don't know. I listen, but sometimes I'm doing other things, and I forget because I'm stupid. That's fine. So am I. So am I. Yes, Chicky. That's right. I got a new pair of headphones. My old ones were years old and tattered. They sound so good. Dan, that's a good one. That's a worthwhile upgrade. Hazemaker, great to see you out there. Thank you, one and all, for showing up to our Fallout night. I have no idea if this music I'm playing right now is copywritten, so we'll do a little bit more of a formal introduction in just a minute or so. Kyle, we should go and do what we did last week. Let's open the dashboard manager and put in a marker whenever that happens. That way I don't have to, on the back end, think about it. But you're all right. I took communist out of the name because I don't trust Twitch with all their bans and all the silly stuff they've been doing lately. I don't trust them, and neither should you. Twitch is a bad company at heart. I mean, I don't think you need me to tell you that, but they are not on our side. They are not our allies. So be very careful out there for those that keep the name and such like that. I don't know if I'll take down the hammer and sickle logos in the future. I don't know if I care that much. Twitch isn't so serious about taking down emotes, but the rest of it, they name a good company. Impossible. Challenge level impossible. You beat me, Mac. I can't do it. Twitch is Bezos.
They've taken down your emotes before, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. I might have to replug in my computer. I chose a port that is slowly losing power, but I think it will maintain the rest of the night. The stream will not be interrupted if it gets lower. I'll just have to step away and plug it into a real part of the wall, but I plugged it into one of those like strips that has a thing, and it didn't. LA is banging tonight. What's going on, Easelcat? Tell us what's happening. We got 4 minutes before our game.
Oh boy.
Oh, the Grammys.
No.
The Grammys and the Paps. Huge protest. What?
Whoa.
Really? Easelcat sending us a link. Whoa. Hell yeah, that's great to see. Maybe that's what we'll scoot into right afterwards if this is still going on. Hopefully it will be. I love to see it. Easelcat, good work. They took the 101 freeway. It's big, big. Fuck yeah, good. That's what we want to see. Good on them. Wow, chat. Here, I can pull this up on the screen for a little bit. I think. There you go. Everyone should go check out this page.
Up the choppers. Yeah.
That's good, Mac. Hell yeah. Okay, gang. Well, we have our post show then, if that's still going on. And if it's not, we'll come back and watch it the next day. The streamer's a weirdo. Okay, good. That's great heads up. That's great heads up. For people that go and kind of like tune into this stuff, yeah, the streamers out there can be really hit and miss. And before promoting them, you definitely want to check because there's some auditors, as they're called, that go around and do weird stuff, and they're alt-right and like or right-wing.
Like that one guy who we had to bum off his stream because there was no one else recording. It was at the UCLA, and he was like the one guy who was like a chud, and he was like, remember, he was like something like, "You're on the news" or ABC something, and I don't know. It was funny.
Hey, that guy I don't think I've seen stream in a long time, by the way. But yeah, you know, I changed his name to Chud Media, I think is maybe the one you're talking about, or is this a different? Well, yeah.
The guy who was complaining about ABC like ruining his life or something.
God, I don't even know. I don't know.
They're all the same to me.
Yeah. Okay, gang. Let's do this. Let's test. I didn't hear any of the sounds. Oh, maybe it didn't because that list test.
Test.
Okay, so that's working. Great. Chud Media, that's right. Chud Media. So we're picking up with these guys coming out of a cave. Let's find some cave music here in the nature thing. Let's just see. They they killed the Wendigo last week, so I don't know if this ambience is going to be appropriate. There we go. I hear something now. Oh, actually, I should be careful about this one.
I think.
Yeah, we'll do a recap here in just a minute. Mac did die. That's right. Well, no, technically not, but close enough, right? I'm going to keep looking up to this monitor like there's a chat log waiting for me to read, and there is not. There is not. How do I want to do this? I want to put in a marker on this side of it, and I don't know that I can do that on the YouTube side. I'm not that much of a YouTube live person yet. But here we go. For our own sake on Twitch, we will do... I swear it disappears. Where's my marker? It takes it away every week. Why do you do this to me? I have to re-add it every week. Why? That's so silly. Okay, marker engage. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our TTRPG of Tales from Tomorrow, our Fallout game we play here each Sunday on Twitch at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There is a change to the channel name. The channel is now Overseer Kyle. So just in case everyone needs to update their dashboards and otherwise, and Paul is coming straight out of the gate with 100 bits saying, crawl out through the fallout, brave vault dwellers. Paul, thank you so much. There's going to be a very interesting protest going on in Los Angeles that we might check into right after our content tonight, if it's still happening. Otherwise, we'll be watching it back here on stream sometime this week. Apologies also that there were not more streams this week for me. I had a family member who had a mental health crisis, so that took precedent over doing anything over here on the stream. Tonight, we're going to pick up with the playthrough. We had the gang beat a Wendigo last week. Maybe I can pull up some of the background for people to see. Let's take a look at the map. Oh, right, and it needs me to do this to adjust it. Okay, great, easy. Cool. And then I just gotta move you guys over here. Interact. Yes, that's the button I needed. I don't know if that little grid goes away ever, but they're not going to be staying in this region for long. What's notable in the background just being that they had beaten the Wendigo in the pristine grotto, so people might know this map from the previous experience and expedition. They spent quite a few days in there, so I'm going to pick up with just a generic recap, I suppose, to add in that you have Hell's Bells with you. I think I can add her NPC in this time. I did my work off camera today. We'll see if I can get her into the shot. And let's see, you got Alfred with you. And I think that kind of is your entirety of the crew at this moment. So let's pop in Hell's Bells. And then what I'd like to do in just a second is toss it to our comrades to kind of tell us a little bit about their thoughts and their plans for today. I don't know really what time it is in the game. I lost track over those battles. So I think we're probably looking at about evening time now. If the gang's okay with it, let's say it's a good about 5 p.m. So you got a couple hours of light, probably about 4 more hours of light as you begin whatever sort of trek you'd like to do. Or if you want to stay here, you could also look into resting. But with that, why don't I just hand it over to the gang, let them kind of introduce their thoughts and tell us some of their feelings from the last week. Sam, if you want to take it away, we'll go Jim and then Raven in that order.
I'm feeling super relieved that we were able to, finally squash this dreaded Wendigo. I'm thinking that at this point we should probably travel to Rusty Dusty Bones' place, get a rest there, and then get the caravan on a move back to Hope.
And Jim, what do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I think I'd agree. Because I don't think that we want to be heading back to the town if we were to go there looking like we are, because then they may think something like terrible has happened. But at the same time, we got to be, thinking about ourselves. And I think that if we go there, we can definitely he probably has some stuff we can get off of him and, you know, prepare, I guess.
Cure some of this radiation that has us
Yeah.
glowing.
Sounds reasonable.
I nearly die, but I think I travel back to Rusty as long no Deathclaw jumps us. But that was cool. Boom, me want more booms.
Yeah, Raven's in pretty rough shape. How much health do you have now, by the way? While you figure that out, I'll just tell Chicky, the NPC, that is Hell's Bells. That was a player character from our past, a comrade we knew from Twitch, and we don't see her around anymore. So her character has fallen into my sort of realm. She was dispatched along with an entire group of soldiers, about 4 others, I think it was, that made their way up to this region, not intending to find the Wendigo's grotto, intending to find the antenna, the radio antenna that re-enabled connection and connectivity in this region. So she got taken by a Wendigo, the gang turned on the antenna, and now are trying to rescue Hell's Bells. It seems like that has been successful.
4 horsepower.
4 HP, Mac has. 4 HP. Okay. So does that leave you all with the idea of leaving the cave then? That's the next order of operations, I'm guessing.
I would say so.
And that
Yes.
trip back to Rusty's will take probably, I want to say at this stage, that's about a 2-hour travel from what we've said before. And if there was any way to get there faster, I think that those options are a little bit gone at this point, seeing as Raven is, I would say at best, probably limping through. Also, Jim's 2 injuries. Jim, you've been cured of those from the last week. Is that correct? Or is he still suffering with any of those?
I think I'm still suffering.
Really? If that's
in some capacity, yes.
If that's the case, Jim has a broken arm and a broken leg, which I think is quite notable for the situation. This sounds a little silly, but in changing the map over here, did you guys want to go the long way and just go back in to the rest of the thing, or are you all running through the radiation? Just to be clear, the radiation was to your south. I think Mr. Handy already trekked through it. He retreated in the last session, so he's probably waiting for you out in the cavern. But the question is, would you like to go? The other hallway was sort of here, that comes out past the radiation. It just takes you a little bit longer, but more of a flavor thing than anything else.
I'll pull Jim through the long way. I'll drag him through the tunnels. I'll make him a splint for his legs and for his arm.
Keep crawling, Jim. We will meet you at Rusty.
We'll drag Jim through those tunnels back out.
A good plan.
Me too.
If Jim does have a bit of if his leg is still busted up, I think it's probably reasonable to say, taking it back there, your journey is probably going to be doubled in doing so. I forgot that it was 2 hours without a broken leg, so it's probably realistically look at it the 4 hours on your trek back there. That will be all of your daylight hours for today. We'll say that if you're going back down the mountainside and all the rest. Let me do just a roll. Where'd that die go? I got a nice little weather die around here just to see what the weather's like out there. It was a fine sunny day at this stage. I mean, sun's going down, but it was fine. Nice and clear sky. And we'll say that also affects, you got maybe some decent moonlight or something like that coming through as well as the night begins to set. So no trouble seeing where you're going. I could pop up a little bit of our general map for people to see. That might be nice for them if I can find it. Boop, 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 boop. Mm-hmm. Map of Appalachia and play. Okay, now how do I activate tactical mode? And I forget to change this for the people at home. I always have to press this little button and badoop, there we go. Okay, so zooming in, actually this one doesn't have the Wendigo's Cave on it yet, but the Wendigo's Cave is the mountains right where my Vault-Tec logo is on my camera overlay. So they're about in this region. If you look right where the sea is in Vault-Tec on my screen, that's not a specific part of the cave. Yeah, hey, you can ping it. Great. I can't do that on my side right now, so thank you for that. So that's where they are. They are likely going to pass by Rusty's farm. Whoever pinged that far away, that is not where you are. Just a heads up. Whoever did
That
the
one
last
was an accident.
Got you. Just so you know. Just so you know. You're closer to the radio tower. And in fact, if you think about it, I don't think I wanted to clutter the map in doing so, but you see right where the road, maybe I'll use my ping on this one. Hold on, 10 seconds. That wasn't me. Let's see here. Okay, go back to this computer ping. Oh, yeah, mine doesn't like... There we go. Okay, right where that last ping went off, that is about where that raider encampment was along the way. That one that you found that was completely empty, that it looked like people had been there before. You found the duffel bag and the note and all of that. So effectively, they just got drugged south instead of being able to continue eastward on their journey towards the radio tower. That is effectively what happened. So if you are making your way back down there, you, again, very much can get to Rusty's farm by the time of sundown. If that's the plan, you guys can go ahead on it. We can go ahead and roll a perception and survival check from Raven just to kind of see what's going on. No minimum difficulty on this, Raven. This is just to kind of see how things are going. Not really an AP generating test either. So why don't you go ahead and roll your default for that. Great. Okay. Easy going. You know the road back and nothing's really bogging you down on it. You guys easily make it over. And as you're traversing back towards Rusty Dusty Bones' farm, I'm sure the few of you are probably chattering and catching up with Hell's Bells, I would guess. Probably filling her in that you were successful on that mission. If anyone does have anything they want to say to her now, that's a pretty good time to do it. And meanwhile, I'm just going to pull some of this up because we're going to get back to Dusty's farm here. Perfect. Sometimes it loads things in wonderfully like that. Okay. In coming back through the farm, this would put you guys at the top right-hand... Oh, sorry. Yeah, top right-hand corner of the map. That's kind of the area you've been trekking back through here. So we'll make Hell's Bells visible on the map for everybody. And you guys can move your markers now. His farm is up on the background for you. And if it's not, make sure to reset your application. Command or Control R. Let's do... What the heck? Hell's Bells keeps disappearing. Alchemy, you guys need to stop taking on new clients until you get this stuff sorted out, you guys. They're so busy trying to bring in all these new franchises. They're doing the little bit of the greedy mistake where they're so hell-bent on getting all these new platforms and Call of Cthulhu and all this other stuff put up there that they're not doing all the touch-ups that the rest of these games need. If for some reason, like this one, Hell's Bells is not up there. Why? She's on my screen. But anyway, wherever Sam is, if you guys want to move your markers, I don't see Raven or Jim having done that yet. There we go. Hell's Bells is there. Okay, Raven. Top right. I'll wait until you guys do that, and then we'll proceed. And if you've done it, I only see still me and Sky that have moved the characters around.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay. Jim went straight for the shitter. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay.
After that encounter, I would too.
So as you all get back here, it is nightfall. Getting a little bit harder to see out. Sun is almost completely set. One of the first things you notice as you're heading towards his camp is a lot. Oops, I moved Jim here. I meant to move Mr. Handy and Hell's Bells. That about where they're standing, there is a lot of dirt dug up. Whether it's an entrap sort of thing like you'd set up before, some sort of thing to lure a pit trap, or whether something else, just for you all to take note that there's loose debris around here. Whatever you want to do with that, you can just keep on trucking. But I'll let you take it away. I'll be quiet, and I'll hand it over to you all to chat amongst yourselves and decide your actions. I'll take a back seat.
As I approach...
Mr. Rusty, I went boom and saw Mothman. And Jim nearly got eaten.
He is not outside to hear that, as a heads up.
As I approach and I kind of look around at this little kind of similar trap that we laid before, I yell out to Rusty, Rusty, can you hear us, buddy?
No response.
Raven, can you see a way through this?
To be clear, it is not impeding your path. You guys have full range of motion to go anywhere you want.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a trap that we could fall into.
Good question. Feel free to ask those anytime.
All right. Well, with that, I will proceed to Rusty's front door and start knocking rat-a-tat-tat on his door.
Hey,
Rusty.
hey, come on in. It's open.
Rusty, wake up.
I'm not sleeping. What the hell are you talking about? And where have you all been? You're not dead yet. That's something.
It was a close one. It was a close one. We were in the caves, up kind of south from here.
The caves. I don't know anything about those. I don't go that way. As I was saying, I don't head anywhere near that damned antenna.
No, I don't blame you. It was an old kind of attraction, and there was we found a really horrible beast there.
What?
I think that they call it a Wendigo.
A Wendigo.
Yeah, Wendigo.
Those are. They used to have a novel about those, or a book series. You heard of the Tales from the West Virginia Hills? And he goes and he starts kind of shuffling around in a one of those little cabinet style things in the main area. He actually goes ahead and pulls out a copy of one of the issues of Tales from the West Virginia Hills. They don't think this is in here as like an item that people can benefit from, but I'm going to double check on that here in a minute just to make sure. And there are magazines in the game that can give people some perks, just like the others. But I don't think that one adds anything for today. But he goes, yeah, look, those are just apparently some hella nasty critters, from what I know, pre-war. But that's they're not real, right? You fought it?
Yeah, this thing was as real as you or me, partner. It was a fierce creature, almost like it had bulletproof skin.
That sounds very bad. And you all survived. Who the hell's she? And he kind of points over at Hell's Bells, who's standing in the doorway.
I was just about to introduce you. That's Hell's Bells. It was our friend from Hope that we were looking for this whole time. She was in the grips of that dreaded creature, and we were able to get her out. And she stood on her own, and we all escaped together, thankfully, and won our more pieces.
That's a hell of a story. Well, welcome back, miss. Good to see you. I'm glad you're alive. if you're from Hope, I'm guessing you probably want to see your friends. They're out back in the, well, at least Lena was out back there in the shed, the barn, doing something. I think Amelia's back there too, checking in, repairing weapons and doing all that. So maybe you want to touch base with them. And, well, actually, probably they were on the radio to Hope as well. That's out there if anyone's interested in touching base with your party. Hey, I got some goodies to trade you here today. If you guys want anything, I was digging out something in the backyard. I had some goods put aside, but I got to find out what all these things are first. And he's got a big trunk that is covered in dirt. It's sort of sitting in the entry area. We'll say it's just to the left of the door there. Kind of down on one of his rugs or carpets there, like the Nuka-Cola one. And within it, whenever I find my list that I have no idea where I put and told myself to pull up early in advance today, I have a list of interesting items he has for sale. So hopefully I will find that in short order. If not, I will pull that during our break. But he has a couple goodies he wants to trade out, and they're all about the 100 and some cap range. So if you guys want to, again, chat amongst yourselves, I'll go ahead and try and find his list really quickly.
I'm curious what kind of stuff he's got, because I think we really, based off of our experience in that cave, I mean, we've used up a lot of stuff and supplies to heal and.
For sure.
Because even me, like I'll be first to say I was using up all my stim packs just to keep on my feet, and damn, it was a tough ride.
Absolutely. I used just about all of them that I bought last time. And I still got some money I owe old Rusty.
Yeah, how much was that on the tab? I don't have that around anywhere. I didn't write it.
I'm looking for the piece of paper. We have put it on the fridge. It might have fallen. I'm looking for it right now.
Oh, shit, on the refrigerator. I threw that away. I got a new one.
I have a lot junk items to sell unless you guys want it.
Oh, yeah, we could definitely do, why don't you talk about that? I am struggling so hard. I even found this list last week in advance, but then we didn't get back to Rusty's, and I have no clue where it went since then. So he might have to make up an entirely different list of items today. So if you want to go ahead and gather some of that, we can absolutely use this as a time for sales and things like that if you guys want to sort inventories. There's not an urgent rush. And in fact, it is nighttime now, so this is a good time for people to do their perks. Mac, again, you make sure, Raven, this is completely on you, just so you're aware. 1 HP, 1 skill point. It can't go above 6. I won't be checking that for people just because it gets a little, So make sure you do that. Don't miss out. And make sure you pick your perks as well. Everyone here needs to select a new perk, so if you want to talk about which one you decided to take or anything like that, that is all welcome. Oh, I did find the list too, just right now, so beautiful.
Took the tag skill.
What's that mean, Raven? So tagging your skill is something you can do when you're first creating your character. And then you're choosing, again, one of your skills to level up, like all of those ones. Hi, Sock Now. How you doing, by the way? I see you in chat. Good to see you today. Okay, so
I took the tag perk.
Oh, what's that? Took the tag perk. What's she mean by that? Anyone familiar with that one?
I believe you get to add another tag skill.
Ooh. That's cool. You may select one additional tag skill, increasing it by 2 to a maximum of 6. And you mark it as a tag skill, allowing you to roll a crit success. So which one did you take then, Raven? Which would you apply that to? You're adding 2 to that skill level. And then that one will now do the crit. So make sure you actually...
It let tag AA skill up to 2 into small guns.
Now, did you already have small guns tag before?
No.
Okay, great. That's a great one. So what was your skill points before for that one, and what are they now? You may have just said it, and I may have missed it.
5 to 7.
Can't go to 7. They all cap at 6 forever and always in the game. So if you want to do a different skill, that one's a really good one to tag. So maybe, I mean, that's a really great skill to tag.
Then 6.
Yeah. I don't know if this is breaking the rule. I mean, it is breaking the rules, but you can apply then that one hangover point, even though that's, again, the thing that you shouldn't do. And then you can apply the other one. You can pick your other skill you need to do. Because this level up, you have 3 skill points to distribute then in total. That's sort of the same as you respecking one of those skills, effectively. What about the rest of the party here? What else did people take for their perks?
Medic.
Ooh. And what's that one do, DK?
That one is...
Sam, you're going to get the same question. Just so you're prepared.
It is... When you use the first aid action to try to treat an injury, you can re-roll a d20.
Ooh, so that's a cool one. Heck yeah, you might be doing that. Yeah, I guess the first aid action is the one you do in combat, so maybe that one won't be the right now, but that's really neat. That's useful. Sam, what'd you go with?
I took Rifleman 2.
Nice.
Which adds piercing damage to every weapon that doesn't have it, and adds an additional piercing to every weapon that does, based on its current piercing level.
That is great. That is awesome. Love to see it. Okay, and Raven just needs to let us know what her last 2 skill points went into. Actually, I'll ask that to Sam and Jim if you two remember that as well. What did you level up for your skills last week, if you remember? Sorry, I threw that one at you without preparation.
Yeah.
I raised my small guns from 3 to 4.
Nice. Oh, good. Better chance to hit. Much better chance to hit.
Oh, I think I did. I put one in survival.
Nice. Good choice.
I think so.
So as you're all kind of just chatting amongst yourself there, Rusty went over and he's rifling through this chest. And I got all these good things. I haven't looked through here in quite a while, but this was my emergency supply in case shit went down. And it's always going down in here. But now that you took care of some of the, critters that have been harassing and hassling me, why don't we see what you could use? And he pulls out a lead pipe. It might look silly, but in times of an emergency, nothing beats a good crack to the back of the skull. This is an assassin's lead pipe. It against human characters, it gains a vicious damage effect. If it already has vicious, it does +2 then. He pulls out brass knuckles. Oh, good for tenderizing heads. These ones have the mighty perk, or mighty effect on them. If it's a roll of 1 on table 2, this is... I don't know what that exactly means. I think that's just junk in there, filler. This weapon will inflict +2 damage on there. That's its mighty. He pulls out a pipe rifle. Well, this one, I haven't used this in a long time, probably for good reason. It has penetrating on it, so it will ignore 2 points of the target's damage resistance for each effect rolled. Some lucky boxing gloves he tosses over him. These ones... If you spent luck points to reroll dice, So if an effect is rolled, these will help you regain a luck point, these lucky boxing gloves. So after this weapon is used to make an attack, if you spend any luck points to reroll dice, you're rolling again to see if you can gain a luck point back. And then there's a stalker's pistol. There's a 44 pistol. When you make a sneak attack with a weapon and you take no other actions other than aim, you may replace a d20 with a d20 that counts as already having a roll to 1, a success. So that stalker's does bonus advantage to, hitting hard at the start. Look, they're not the best weapons under the sun, but they are what I've got on hand. I can always get you more things that are interesting to your setup, but hey, we got to do what we got to do, and this is what I got. I'm also willing to cut a little bit of a deal with any of you if you're, so interested, but some of you owe me money. I remember that, and thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, I want to say it was about 43 caps, if that's good.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I think killing a Wendigo in my backyard's probably worth the 40-some caps. I think I'll take that. Maybe we can just consider that debt cleared. Does anyone want any of the items he has? This is, again, just a random smattering of things that he dug out of his backyard. So if they're attractive to any of you, you're welcome to buy these off of him. He also runs a pretty stocked supply stash here, as if you remember, with the food and also some medicine and stuff like that. You let me know. Let's see, Raven's trying to trade some stuff to DK. She says, I have engineer's armor you can have and a raider's chest. Oh, that's a great point. And army fatigues. That's true. I think Jim's pretty low on gear, huh? No resistances.
No, I don't have any resistances, no.
You might want to chat with Mac there and see if any of that's interesting to you.
Yeah, Jim, yesterday in the fray, or earlier in the fray, I found, we found this leather arm, for your, this right leather arm piece if you want to take it.
Yeah, I'll take whatever I can get.
And then
And laser gun too.
Ooh, I have this 10mm pistol that we found. I think everyone already has one, so I can sell it to you, Rusty, if you'd like.
Hey, look, I can probably move any of the stuff you guys are selling. What I'll say is you could all put them on a single list if you want. Well, I mean, it depends on if you guys are doing your money different. You could do however you want. But if you're all selling stuff to me at once, it's fine to put it all on the same bill. So effectively what I'm saying is it depends on how much you guys care about your individual money versus the team money in general. If you want to just make it easy and put an entire list of stuff you want to sell, he can buy a good chunk of that. And if you guys need pricing on things like that, I'm happy to gather any of those too. Caps up front, no credit deals, says Paul in chat. Paul's a more shrewd businessman than Rusty Bones here. This is our little sales part of the couple episodes, Chad. They haven't been around a trader in 3 weeks or so, I think it is. 3 IRL weeks. So, Lyndon, great to see you. Sock now, thanks for being here. Chicky, you're feeling better from your cold. Good. I ate a lemon. I love lemons. I don't eat them usually, but good for you. That's some wasteland medicine right there. Okay. So what comrades are doing buying and selling? Who's free and who's busy is what I'll ask right now.
I have one thing to sell, really.
Sure.
Also, we found a combat shotgun gang as well. If anyone wants that, feel free to take it. Otherwise, we can sell it.
From memory, they buy things at about 25% of the total cost of the item, is my recollection of traders. I'll be looking that up for my own self. Okay, just looking through here. This is a good reminder to people that are watching at home. We have these episodes archived up on YouTube. They're up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, all the places. We've got them. You can go check it out.
No shotgun for me, Sam, but does Jim want what I have?
The armor. I will take the armor. Yes.
Rusty, would you like to barter these items with me?
Well, sure. What are you looking for?
Have you got any extra RadAway? And maybe some RadX. We definitely, we haven't been prepared for situations like that, and we're all glowing right now.
Ooh, I guess that's true. You kind of are, huh? Tracking it in. You know what? I don't care. As a ghoul, it doesn't bother me. That's the one advantage. I'm missing a nose, but it doesn't, it's already gone. It already ran away. So it also helps that I don't have to smell all of you. Yeah, I got some RadAway, about 80 caps a pop for that, and RadX is going for about 40. Nice and good costs here, huh? Good prices for good friends, that's what I say. Oh, RadAway, yeah, I got this extra one diluted. It's 50 caps too, by the way, if you're interested. He's digging through some cabinets in the entry area here. Actually, you know what? No, he keeps them inside this. There's a trunk in his living area. He's got this stuff stashed kind of everywhere through his house, and not scattered like a pack rat, but sort of organized like somebody who has a system. But he obviously doesn't stock his shelves like a store here. He's sort of almost like a black market salesman in a sense, that he's just got it all put anywhere he wants, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, and the trunk in the living room, buried in the backyard. There's a little bit of stuff everywhere.
How much is the penalty to sell? I got about 137 caps worth of stuff without any modifiers.
Let me check back into this here. So it's been a while since we did this. You can sell any type of item to trading stores with rarely limits. Okay, good.
Oh, I was going to follow up with, can we barter for it? Like, can we roll a test?
Sure. Yes, you may. Go ahead. If you want to roll first, and he'll see if he can match you. 1 success. For him, he's just going to be rolling. What's his score here? He needs to get above an 11 to succeed. I'm sorry, I meant below an 11, by the way, not above. He rolled a 15 and a 17, so he failed. You succeed on that test. You get a discount. So the merchant stuff, let's see. When selling, you're selling goods, doesn't matter, trade away, won't turn away good things. They have a finite number of caps. You can get around that by bartering. It does limit how much you can sell at once if you're selling something rare and valuable. When you're haggling, which is I think what you just did to a degree, negotiation allows you to get more for the things you sell or pay less for the things you buy. So you did the charisma and barter oppose test. So prices are 10% more favorable to you. If you succeed and spend 2 AP, the price instead becomes 20%. Oh, okay. By the way, that's an option if you want to. So if you succeed, you're able to spend 2 AP if you've got it in the pool. I don't know if you guys do or not. It looks like you do. So you could spend 2 AP to get the prices to be a bit lower. 10%. Oh, 10% lower, 10% better in your favor. I just don't remember where the rule says about like how much a sell value is. Let's see. I hope I'm not confusing with these with like D&D 5e rules or something like that regarding the selling. That's why I'm completely double checking for you guys. When selling items, no, it is 25%. Okay, players receive a quarter of the item's value rounding down before haggling adjustments. So he's buying these for 25% of the item listed there. Bartering, if you don't have enough caps, the trader you're dealing with doesn't have enough caps, or you're planning on buying and selling at the same time, you can barter to help things along. Through experience, most people in the wasteland know roughly how many caps something's worth. When you're trading, total up the value of all the items you're buying and the value of the items you're selling, then subtract the smaller value from the larger one. If the larger value was the cost of items you're buying, then you'll have to reduce that cost by the amount of caps you're selling. Oh boy. Then finally, you're doing the haggling. I'm just going to put this into chat so we all have it in front of us. It's not as complicated as it sounds. We're just going to decide on that total list of items, and we'll subtract what you want out of that.
I'm dying. I was about to say this is starting to feel like college algebra.
Right? Oh, God. No, not on my watch. I am too lazy for that because ultimately I don't really care that much about those specificities. So what we'll do is, again, you can just let me know what items you want to buy, Sam. We'll start with you, and then we'll go to DK next and Mac in that order if you two are okay with it. Unless you want to swap, you just let me know. But that way you can prepare your list. And this goes for everyone. So decide what items you're selling and let me know the items you wish to buy. He's going to have a lot of basic supplies, or at least I'll frame your reference like so you know. He could probably sell each of you a RadX and a RadAway, but he doesn't. It's sort of a one per customer sort of vibe at this stage. He's got enough for a party of 3, but he cannot sell you like a bulk 20 of them or something like that. It's not Costco. So with that in mind, if you guys want to make a sort of list to yourself, he's going to have a lot of common items. So feel free to like make your wish list. And if you want to type that too and just put it into the chat as well, that's fine. Rusty Bones has a sawed-off chambered shotgun somewhere on the counter too. Don't play any games. Oh, he does. He does, Paul. Absolutely. You're right. Paul will pull my teeth next for caps. No. I want to buy a Nuka-Cola Quantum for 5 caps only, says Chicky. What do they cost in the game for a Nuka-Cola Quantum? Nuka-Cola Quantum goes for 50 caps. In fact, he's got a almost like a moonshiner still for Nuka-Cola in his back lot here, you guys. That's kind of for the chat here just to see it. Uh-oh. There we go. He's got himself a little workbench in there, a little brew station in his barn, and he's got some Nuka-Cola Quantum. I think he gave the guys a Nuka grenade last time or something. I think that's how that was gotten. Good boy, get in your chair. That's great, Louie. Okay, so Sam, you're going to be selling a shotgun and a pistol. And then you're buying the RadAway and RadX. If you guys got prices to the items, feel free to post them in there. Otherwise, it'll just be me digging them up separately here. So I'll do that now. But if you guys want to do that for your list too, that'll help save some Googling or whatevering for me. So RadX is 40 and RadAway is 80.
I put the totals in. They are not like mathed out for that like 20 with the 25% fee, I guess.
Right, that'll come at the end. Yeah. Correct. Did you spend the AP, Bud? Oh, no. I'm sorry. You're talking about that is just the raw number there without the 25%.
Yes, like
gotcha.
the buyer, the seller fee or whatever for me selling to him.
Sure. Is that correct? It would be 30, 32.
Oh, my math's off, I think.
Oh, sorry. No, I meant my math. I think, well, if you want to fix it, it is 40 and 80, I think is what you're buying there. I don't know if that's 80. Yeah, it should be 120 for what you're buying, I think. I think you added 10 extra. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought the RadX was 50.
Oh, hold No. You know what? You that's totally fine. It was a swap between the RadAway diluted. That was 50. The RadX is 40. So just to be clear, you are doing 40 and 80 as you're buying on that one. Okay, so that's correct. And that would mean that that's about 30 caps is what he'll trade you off for that one. Oh, sorry, I did that's the wrong one. Ignore that. Kyle, and we're the worst math people in the world here to be doing this. So you're buying it for that price. That is 120. Your list of items you're selling, if that 137 is correct, that means my calculator. 34 34, it rounds down, so it's 34 caps is what you're selling. That's my understanding to that, Sam. That'd be 25% of that. And so that would make your total, but this is, we still need to apply the other math to it. Because these both go in your direction. So 34 times. Did you spend the AP for that, or did you just go for the 10% bonus?
I think I'll save the AP for now.
Okay. So 34 times. So 37 caps is your selling total. And then we need to take so 108 is the buy total, which means you owe 71 caps to Rusty. Would be the exchange on that, Sam.
I pull out my little bag and I count out the 71 caps and I hand them over.
One cap at a time. Rusty happily accepts that from you. Hey, look, good doing, Sam. I'm glad to do business with you anytime. Anytime you need it. Rusty Dusty's always open for you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Okay, Jim, you're buying stim packs.
Yes.
Okay, how many do you want to buy? He's got at least 2 for you here.
I'll buy 2.
Okay, that'll be 100 caps for you. If you're gonna try and haggle, you're welcome to do so. But are you gonna barter anything? By the way, Jim, are you selling anything? Just so I know.
No, just
Okay.
buying today.
You are welcome to try and barter haggle him if you'd like, or you could just buy it as it is. But it's just a charisma and barter test if you want to see if you can get better prices off of him.
No, I'm good. I'll just.
Okay, so 100
I'll just
caps for you and 2 stim packs in return.
Okay.
He slides over those caps. I'll help count through these. No problem, no problem. 2 stim packs. Okay, I'm going to go add some of those to my list. He sort of scrawls down on a piece of paper what all he's looking at. And Raven's got a list of things she wants to buy. He has, he's probably got 1 more stim pack left, Raven, and he does have food if you're looking for something in particular. You just let me know what it is, and we'll see. He's going to have most of the canned things, canned or boxed goods from pre-war. As for ammo, he'll have those things as well. Not a problem. So just let me know the specifics of that, and it's not a rush. We can, in fact, if people want to go and do other things at this moment while there's still some wheeling and dealing there, that's perfectly fine too. In fact, I'll say that while Mac's making that list, Lena's going to probably come back over to the house here as soon as I get my screen set up. Well, if I'll be hell's bells, alive and kicking, good to see ya. Where all you been? What's got you looking so run down? You look like hell. No pun intended. Hell's bells. Barely live enough to probably contemplate this. Is resting in a chair over here as she goes, oh. Well, she's looking worse for wear. Sam, Jim, good to see you all here. Rusty's looking like she's taking care of Raven. That's good. You're alive.
Just barely. You're looking a little bit better, which I'm glad to see.
I am. I was over there talking on the radio. Well, there's a lot going on, I'll tell you. I was just talking with Tom back at Hope. Things are looking a little rough. He said that we might even catch a couple settlers headed away from the town, maybe heading down this way. People that sort of lost hope, if you will. I'm very punny today at that. But a lot of people who lost hope in the situation coming back through. I might talk to Rusty here in a minute because they probably hadn't passed some of those raiders we all walked through. I don't know if they'll be greeted as happily or not. And I think Rusty even told us last time that maybe we could send some of those raiders back this way. Maybe see if they could, hole up here or something, help him out.
Well, I'm thinking about hopping on the line to Tom after we get everything taken care of, to tell him that we'll be on the way. I'm sure he'll be glad to know that we're all back and we're ready to move tomorrow. Hopefully we can get on the road, take the caravan to Hope, and maybe we'll catch some stragglers on the way there.
Sounds mighty reasonable. Yeah, I think Tom will be ready if you want to talk to him pretty soon. He was taking care of some stuff, so why don't you get yourself settled in here for a little bit, and then you can head out that way. Rusty yells over as he's still sort of trading with Raven, goes, "Oh, by the way, hey, I dug out something great. It might take a little tinkering to fix up, and I might be willing to sell it for the right amount of caps. But I was checking, and I do have one of those old war portable two-way radios. Portable's not exactly the word I would use for it if I were selling it. It's about the size of your entire backpack. It's something pretty weighty, so it might bog down your inventory and your such a bit. But look, it could give you two-way communication. I'd be willing to part with it for only about 300 caps. I'd charge anyone else for, but it's damaged a little. And by damaged a little, I mean Jim here could probably fix it. Maybe Lana could fix it. She's got a lot of skill. So I'll just throw that out there. I got that. I dug it out last night, but it's just not working very well.
I'll have to say I am interested, but I'll have to get the funds up a little bit. I don't know if we might have that money combined, but after our little shopping trip today, I don't know if we'll have that money. Otherwise, we might be in some debt.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay, Raven, I'm going to give you these numbers if you can write these down for yourself for what these are going to be to buy and sell. So I'll shout out the items and you mark them down. So the harnesses go for 5 caps. Harnesses will sell for 5 caps. This is just the original price. So this does not include what it will be round down to. So 5 caps for the harnesses. The laser gun is 69 caps. 69. And then the army fatigues. Military fatigues are 12. 12. Blamco is 10. Blamco is 10. The 308 is 3. 3, and then you can roll for the quantity that's in the box. So hopefully got all those. Did I miss any items? The stim pack is 50. The stim pack is 50. And I think that was RadAway I just looked at. The RadAway is 80. 80. 80, 60. I'm putting those last couple in here. In the future, you guys, I'm going to run our Kenku thing off a different thing. It sounds like it's a little choppy in the background. Sorry to anyone watching at home if it sounds that way. It sounds like it for me too. Maybe it doesn't to other people. Maybe it's only to me. Hear that? It's on performance mode. Huh. Weird of it. Hold on 1 second. Let's restart Kenku. See if it behaves better. It only waits for these nights to malfunction on us. I promise. It works all the other days just fine. Now it's on low latency mode, so it should be worse. It should pop and crackle more. So far, it's not doing it, okay? You know. Chicky no stealing, says Mac. Okay, Raven, you have the list of things I shouted out to you, I hope, those numbers. And then I want to get the 308 once more. Okay, so your cost to buy... Buddy, stop. Go in the other room. You can't sit there and do that all night. I'll lose my mind. Okay, Raven, 153 caps is what's owed to him. Oopsies, I might hit the wrong button. 153 caps is what's owed to him, Raven. I'm not sure if that caught me. I might have muted myself. And then what was the total for your selling amount? And while Raven does that stuff for her things, I will check back in with you guys. What are you up to? We're going to take our break here in just about 5 or so minutes. So is there anything else Sam and Jim want to get to now? I think probably, unless you guys want to do something different, a long rest is probably what should happen. I will warn, if Jim's leg is broken for that travel back home to Hope, that's going to take you guys a chunk of time. I think we said it was about a day's worth of travel originally. And then Raven got some perks to help on that. So at best, you guys could make 12 hours. But if Jim's got a broken leg, that's probably back to a full day's trip there. So I don't know if you want to rest here and try and like fix that broken leg tonight. That's probably a good idea. That'd be what I might suggest, but that's just me. People can play this however you guys want.
I was most definitely thinking we should rest because I think we all need the health. I think also the luck. I'd like to get all that back before we start heading out.
Yeah, and that's a fair point. We can say the luck resets here. This is a pretty different part in the setup. We're a pretty different scene now. So now that you're out of the cave, yeah, we'll do that. Reset your luck points, everybody. You made 91 caps. You mean you're selling? You probably made almost no money off of that sale, right? Because you'd be in the hole pretty severely. I read those prices to you, and I think it was like 10. One of them was 69. I think the laser. Because whatever you're gonna sell, it's 25% of that. So you owe them 153, and then if you're going to sell that stuff, which I read those numbers off, again, it was like 69. Maybe the army fatigues were like 10 a piece, and then the harness was like 3 a piece or something. So
I have 150 on me.
Got you. And how much? Okay, so that's your total amount of caps.
Before selling.
Okay, what's your sales total then, if you could put that in there for me? And since we are at the top of the hour, we'll go ahead and put our break in here. Then the gang is going to probably do their rest throughout. This is a really good time for everybody here to go ahead and prep your characters for that rest. Jim, why don't we? Because you're gonna roll on. Well, actually, and Sam might be involved in this too. Characters may require long-term medical care if they've been injured, poisoned, or suffering from a disease. A single character can provide medical attention for a number of patients equal to their medicine rating. For injuries, each day of rest and medical attention a patient receives allows you to assist their endurance and survival tests at the end of the day to heal their injuries, using your own intelligence plus medicine as a target number. You may assist the patient's endurance plus survival test to help them recover. If the patient spends the entire day resting, they reduce the difficulty of this test by 1, allowing them to recover more quickly. You did not rest today. Instead, it was a big travel. So for this long rest, let's see again. A single character may provide medical attention for a number of patients equal to your medicine rating, not a problem. For injuries, each day of rest and medical attention a patient receives allows them to assist their endurance plus survival at the end of the day. Okay. So, Jim, you're going to be making an endurance plus survival to try to get that injury to go away. Okay. Injury recovery difficulty. Travel. Okay, so you're looking at a difficulty 4, I think, here, because this is a very unrestful day. Rest is the easiest way to recover from damage. If you're able to get those 8 hours of sleep, which we'll say you all can, your max HP will go up by 2. When you sleep, if you have injuries, you make this endurance plus survival test with a difficulty of 1. The complication range in the test is +1 for each injury that has not been treated. If you succeed, you may recover from one of those injuries, plus an additional injury for every 2 AP spent. Wow. Okay, so I think it's actually a difficulty 5 for poor Jim here, because +1 because he has injuries, +4 because it was heavy travel and combat throughout the day. Sam, you're able to assist him, so you'll be giving a die. But thank goodness Jim has some extra perks into this, because this is a... Well, actually, I don't even know if they really use your medicine tests for this, Jim. I hate to say it. Endurance plus survival is the name of the game. So if you want to go ahead and roll that, you're welcome to spend. You could add 2 extra AP to your roll. But with a difficulty 5, it's a hell of a recovery. One success. That's unfortunately not going to do it for today. You retain both of those injuries over this upcoming sleeping period. I think really what it's going to come down to is to lower his test quite a bit. It will need to be a restful day of no travel, I think, is what it really seems. I'm going off the injury recovery difficulty chart, by the way, that's in the healing, food, and rest section of the notes. So a restful day, no strenuous activity at all, is a difficulty of 1. Okay. Probably AFK break. Let's see if Mac has any of those numbers. I have 88 caps after selling.
Before we left, I just wanted to kind of tie up everything that I was going to do. Just real quick. It's nothing big. I was just going to say that I had talked to Tom off screen, and I tell him that we're headed out tomorrow when that Hell's Bells is safe and sound. I come back and I wash up and everything, and then I'm going to drip 2 RadAways while we're sleeping to clear out my radiation.
Okay. Oh, you went and you talked to Tom already?
Yeah, I was just going to say that, real quick, just since we're about to go AFK, I didn't really need to tell him anything bigger than... I just wanted to tell him that we were heading out tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess that's sort of the last question is, do you guys want to head out tomorrow? I'm just throwing that out there because of Jim's injuries. He's going to be really slow, And with a broken arm, if you guys do get combat again, he's going to be in rough shape. I'm putting that out there for the sake so everybody knows. He can't hold a gun in the one hand. Completely your choice if you want to rest an extra day. Tom already, that's sort of maybe what to save till after the break is to decide that and maybe chat amongst yourselves of what you want to do. Just because, again, gym's going to be really rough. Hell's Bells is also just generally going to be in a pretty unuseful shape. You're kind of lugging like 2 half-dead people with you is sort of what it seems like. You will get all your HP back as long as, your rad stuff is taken care of. I don't know how everyone's doing. Mac, you probably have very little caps on that. Just as a reminder for that math. So you remember, all the items you're selling, give us that number raw in chat. All those different items you took down, everything you want to sell, give us that item, and it's 25% of that you're going to sell. That's why I don't think you're going to come out of this with anything more than probably 30 caps at best, looking at the numbers you've got. I could be a little off, but he's like going to wash your... I think you have less than 30 even. He's probably going to wind up selling that stuff for like... Actually, you know what? Your one energy weapon sells for a bit. So here we go. We'll put that in. That way, Mac, you can have some extra time to do those. And we will be back in about 10 minutes, everybody. On the clock. Where's our audio for this little BRB screen? You're not playing it to me. Why not? Oh, I see why, chat. Oop. That'll do it. Got it for you. Okay, AFK.
Our American way of life. Isn't it grand? Peace, freedom, and bacon and eggs. Seems perfect. But what if it's not? Friends, your future may not be as secure as you think. Where will you be when the atomic bombs fall? You can secure your family's future by reserving a spot in a state-of-the-art underground vault from Vault-Tec. That's right, Bob. Act now, and your family can wait out the horrors of nuclear devastation. And Doris, the vault will have all the amenities of your modern-day home, and it's attractive. And Sally, in the vault, you might meet that special someone, just as you would on the surface. And in a few short years, you and your fellow vault dwellers will repopulate our great country. And Billy, you'll have lots of swell kids to play with. Reserve your family spot in a state-of-the-art underground vault today. Sign up now and prepare for the future.
Got a doll baby, I love her so. Nothing else like her anywhere you go. Man, she's anything but calm. Regular pint size Adam. Mushrooms me right up on a cloud. She's just the way I want her to be. A million times harder than TNT.
Here we are, son, our nation's capital.
There's nothing to do here. I'm bored.
Nothing to do? Why, there's not a foot of this town that isn't packed with heroes and history. It's not called the capital for nothing. Right, Tom?
That's right, Abe. In fact, every year, millions of tourists come to enjoy our beautiful nature and advanced technology. Right, George?
Ah, yes, we've seen so much over the years, and there's more to come. But one thing's for sure, we'll always be here, no matter what happens.
Wow, Dad, I guess there really is a lot to see here.
Glad you changed your mind. Let's go see what we can see.
How about you? Are you ready to see what you can see? We're waiting. Explore the nation's capital. Traffic is terrible and getting worse every day. Go Metro. Avoid pollution, congestion. It's the smart way. Remember, on Sundays, everyone rides free. And now, meet the Metro Protectron.
Tickets, please.
Metro's newest answer to your commuting calamity.
Tickets, please.
He's programmed for speed, efficiency, and friendliness.
Good morning. It's a great day.
See why the Metro Protectron makes your commute faster and safer.
Tickets, please.
Vault-Tec presents Growing, Growing, Growing Up. You're growing up. And other things are changing too. You know what that means. Pip-Boy 3000. Part of your life. With Pip-Boy, all life's answers are in sight.
Pip-Boy 3000, part of your life. Pip-Boy 3000, part of your life. With Pip-Boy, all life's answers are in sight. That's right.
You will emerge. Today's episode, Being a Better You. In life, we must each deal with the hand we are dealt, performing our assigned role to the best of our capacity. But after total atomic annihilation, you may find the hand you were dealt has been reshuffled. Yes, gone are the simple days of yesteryear. Now the common workman must also be a covert operative. The farmer, a master of the martial arts. The ice cream man, a nuclear physicist. How will you make sense of it all? Simple. Turn to your official Vault-Tec training materials. With these powerful tools in hand, you'll learn to make the most of your natural abilities and better understand what makes you special. Use them to be the best you can be, or someone even better. Your survival depends on it. With your future secure, share your newfound knowledge with others for great benefit. But remember, there's power in diversity. Sometimes who we are isn't a choice at all. In fact, at a particular point in your young life, you may notice that your body has begun going through certain unfamiliar changes. No, it's not puberty, it's mutation. Thanks to our old pal radiation, your DNA has become more interesting. See here? You've now gained the unique abilities of a marsupial in exchange for a mild neurological impairment. Now you've learned how to be a better you. You are completely prepared to achieve your full potential in the role of your choosing. As a hand-picked resident of Vault 76, it is your duty to carefully review your Vault-Tec provided films yearly to fully prepare for the day when you will emerge.
I'm a doctor.
I'm a housewife. I'm a Vault inspector.
Okay, I will jump in here so we can sort out Mac's things for all of this. Hello. Let's see what we got for Raven. Thanks to everyone that's hanging out in the audience tonight. We appreciate you. Okay. So Raven says, I think you have 50 caps after. We'll go with that. That sounds about right. You had your military fatigues. That's 24 caps here. And your laser was 69 caps. And I think the harness was the other one. And so that's 10. Well, you only have one military fatigue? Oh, no, you have 2. Okay, army fatigues. Got it. Yeah, okay, that's right. Because you are going to do, what's it, 24 plus 69 plus 10 equals times 0.25. So it's about, so you were selling, your selling total I got was about 33 caps there, Raven. And then you were buying for 153. And so the math on that one would be 153 minus, what did I say, 33? So you would have traded him, you would have owed him 120 caps. Is what my math came out to be on there. So you had somewhere in your inventory, what, like you said you had 150 plus 33 minus 120. So yeah, I have you with like 63 caps left. You just take that one. Take the 63. That's GM discretion on that one. If I did the math wrong, that's, you win. If I did the math wrong, you get for 13 free caps. The one time you want to be wrong or something like that. The one time I'll be wrong in life. So Rusty hands that over to you. Do we have Jim and Sam back?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Was there consensus on how all you wanted to do the trip? I did make a clarification in the in-game chat. Jim's test difficulty was 4 instead of 5. I had to reread those rules and make sense of them. Again, that heavy difficulty is because the travel, the fighting, the walking. It was a very busy day. So if you guys want to move him, that's going to be quite a long journey. And honestly, on a broken leg like that, I'm not really sure if that's a... Let me check the terrain and travel rules just to make sure. Oh, great. It says upload this. Nice, Kyle. Nice. I love that. What book did this come from? The GM manual. I love that. Okay. Note to self. Upload these rules. Love it. Pardon me a second as I open the PDF here and take a gander inside.
My only fear about not traveling is the time limit. You know, we had about 2 days, and we already burned a day, so that worries me. I feel like we kind of have to get back. Rusty, do you have any sort of sled? maybe we can create some sort of like sled and hook him up to the Brahmin and drag him.
Oh,
heck, I'll drag him if I have to.
My Brahmin. Boy. You're trying to take my Brahmin. Look, man, that's gonna cost you a lot. A sled, you could take the hood out there if you want, but Brahmin, I'm not so keen on letting you have that. It's my business, man. It's already packed up to go on another trade expedition. Me and Brahmin are probably going to get out of here soon.
I thought you might be heading with us to hope to bring some stuff over there.
Not on the horizon anytime soon. But maybe in the future, you guys could, we could get that route set up. But I'm not heading out with you today, that's for sure. I got missions to do here. Well, specifically, I need to meet up with some people that trade to the south of this region. Yeah, he's not
I hear
going
ya.
up there now. Just so you guys know, you have to
hear ya.
build that, just an above table thing when you guys that'll be part of your settlement system. Just so you're
I
not.
thought it was like, I thought we had a mission with him coming up. I thought that was part of a mission. All right. Well, we got a people who can drag him. We got a robot too. He's a little bit messed up, but maybe Lena, you can check him out.
We'll give my 63 caps to gang to help buy the radio. Also, we should rest other day. That leg don't good, but we can try to make. Could Al pull Jim?
I actually don't know. Do Mr. Handies have the strength to pull other people with those thrusters? This is a lack of my knowledge. I don't have. Has that ever happened in the Fallout franchise that we know of? I was wondering this last session too, specifically about them trying to pull people. I don't see this page. Where am I looking? I went through the GM notes and I don't see the travel. Scavenging, inhabitants, obstacles, and hazards. I swear there's a travel. But maybe not in these. Maybe I marked the wrong thing from my own book. Let's check out a different rule set. I'm not going to worry about it too
Well,
much.
in New Vegas, Victor, pull me out of the grave.
But he's not a Mr. Handy, is he?
He's a Securitron.
A very different robot there. So you guys are gonna pull Jim. I think maybe the trade-off with that one is something in between. So if it was gonna take you 12 hours and then it was gonna take you 24 hours, we could go for something in the middle there and probably see how well you guys do on some various, like we give you some rolls to see some speed on that one. I don't see the travel rules I was looking for in here, so I wasn't able to find them, but they do exist somewhere. Shame, Modiphius, you guys released your rule sets in 30 different ways. One book, one rule set, please, in the future. That goes for all game companies. Wizards of the Coast, you're just as guilty. But these guys did a real bad in releasing all their rule sets at different times. And yeah, I don't know where that is now. Anyway, so we'll say it's about in the middle, and we'll base it on the rules that people do. So you're going to try and take a hood for the car out there or something, the ones that's like laying out there in the back lot. There's some like sheets of metal around there, and you got to fasten up some sort of sled like that and try and pull them back. Question mark.
Yes, I was reading up Mr. Handy lore to see if
Oh
this
yeah,
was possible.
by all means.
I mean, they can walk dogs, so and that would presume that maybe they could like pull a dog. So maybe, I don't know, like, are we talking like a big old like Rottweiler type dog or something, like a 130-pound dog?
That's a great question. Also, again, I don't know that has anything to do really with them. I mean, the dogs are walking themselves, so I'm not sure. I don't know.
I imagine they would have to stop them if something happened, like if there was another, they'd have to have some strength to be able to make them heal and everything.
That's a lot of faith in a
know.
marketing poster.
A marketing gimmick, yeah.
I know the poster you're talking about, and interestingly enough, he's got 5 dogs attached to him as they're kind of pulling him down the street. Well, we could always try and do some sort of check with him and his strength too, just for the hell of it. Oh yeah, he and Jim could do a contested roll to see if he can manage it. So I need to figure out the stats then for a Mr. Handy in here.
Because kind of the way that I see it, if we can get that going,
Mhm.
and he only has one arm, he can just use a pistol.
Jim, you mean?
Yes, Jim can use a pistol if he only has the one arm available.
Yeah. What's Jim's other issue for that? He can't take the sprint action. To move, it's a major action for him. That's the other thing for that. So Mr. Handy has a strength of 6 in his special by default. And then he would probably have, like, athletics would be the thing for this. And he doesn't have anything in that. So he's got to roll a 6 or under. Jim, just to get us started on this, Mr. Handy is going to roll a strength and athletics test, and I'm going to see if he gets any successes. Then you have to roll the same test, and we'll see what winds up happening here.
Okay.
He actually did get 1 success on this. He rolled a 4. So, Jim, go ahead and roll your strength and athletics as well.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, his carry weight's 150 pounds, by the way. That's interesting to know. 1 success. So they sort of net neutral on that one. I don't know if this is just a roll off, but he's going to roll 1 more, and we'll see what he scores versus you here, Jim. He got a 9. That one does not succeed. Jim, if you roll again, what is your number? We're looking for under an 8. So you can either re-roll the same thing again, or you can just roll a single D20, and we'll see.
Okay.
Okay, we'll say he can pull, but it's going to be extraordinarily slow. In fact, I'll say if Mr. Handy's pulling based on that, it's going to take you the full 24 hours to get there. He's not going to be able to pull. He could take Jim off of his feet, but it's going to slow them to a pace that would be about the same as Jim hobbling along there. Mr. Handy cannot do it on his own. Yeah, that's my ruling on that one. He can't pull.
I will help Al.
Okay, Raven, if you're gonna do that, yeah, we'll say you guys can get back there about based on that roll, about 14 hours of travel will be what's ahead of you guys. And if everyone's all rested up from the night before, you can sort of choose what time of day you're waking up and deciding to get on the road.
Or we steal the Momo.
Fun idea. Probably not the best idea. We want to be friends with him.
Not a bad idea, Raven. Do it. Steal it. Why not?
Oh, fun.
He's going to come out and shoot us like a old farmer. He's going to say, "Unhand my cow," and shoot us with a double barrel.
Not if I drop him first.
We can't do that.
You could do that.
we could, but we can't.
You could take over the business, Raven. Look, who says you got to go back to Hope at all? You could put the ghoul down and any other opposition at this place, whether it's Lena or Amelia that gets in your way, and you guys could turn this into Fort Defiance. This could be your business. Who's gonna miss a random ghoul in the middle of nowhere? Am I right?
Did I take a bad ding to my head? What did I just say?
I think so. You love Rusty.
Dude, yeah, you love him.
He's our old pal.
No one bought any of Rusty's legendary weapons.
Oh
today,
yeah,
huh?
Rusty is great.
We love old Rusty. Raven, what'd you get, by the way, on that 308 ammo you bought? You got 6 plus, you get to roll 3 combat dice worth to see how many you get. Sorry to interrupt you there. I don't mean to cut your RP. I'm sorry. I just saw it. Don't want to forget. Take the first 3 there. So you get 1. You get 3. So it's 6 plus 3, 9. For your 308. Yep. Okay. You guys just let me know. Lena will go back with you all. Amelia's not. She's going to stay behind here. That's probably something that Lena and her had already had a conversation about there. In fact, Lena's probably going to be moseying her way back to her vault fairly soon to check in on them. Is there anything... Okay.
I would just... I think that I'm good. I think that we'll probably wake up relatively early. As I would say as early as we're kind of allowed to with the 8-hour.
Oh, yeah. Good question. Probably get up around... I guess waking up around 8 a.m. would probably be the best for it. I mean, considering you guys went back and you sold and you did all that stuff throughout the night, I mean, that probably was a couple hours. Maybe earliest you get up 7 a.m., which just sort of depends if you guys would have been more of night owls. But we'll say 7 or 8 in the morning. Either's fine. Getting ready to head out then?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we got to do it as early as we can and probably eat on the road. We won't have time for a nice breakfast with you, Rusty, unfortunately.
No, it was tolerable having you guys here. I can't say it was good. There's still a hole in my bedroom upstairs. Those wolves you brought back here. But I guess having a Wendigo dead's gonna help me out in the long run. Maybe more people will be able to come through here without getting killed or eaten or both.
And who knows how big his stomping grounds would have gotten once he ran out of food around him. That started coming this way.
Oh, that's a good point. I did find some interesting rules for travel that I have loaded in here. Navigation, more specifically. When you travel, you select your destination, then you determine how long the journey would take. If it's too long to cover in a single day's travel, you'll probably want to plan to make stops. If there are multiple ways of getting there, you'll want to plan ahead and choose one. An easier route may take less time. Once you set off, you need to check every so often to see that you don't get lost. Visible landmarks and terrain features like roads, rivers will help. Dense terrain with limited view can make it harder. Along the path, you might find some other interesting things, it says. Yeah, there's some interesting tests we'll apply into the future for this. Navigation difficulties, a clear trail is a difficulty of 1. If you're going off a gut feeling, for example, a difficulty of 5. I'll work on implementing some more of these in the future. Those are some that I have listed. I don't know about this travel and terrain section, though. What the hell? Where's this come from? The pages that I looked into, it's just not there. So anyway, Raven, why don't we have you roll a perception and survival test to get us started for the day? Be difficulty 1 because you're just going on easy trails. It's a good chance to bring back some XP to the pool. 3 successes is great. You can put 2 of those back, and that locks it in. You are good to go. You've got the trail ahead of you. Rusty kind of waves his goodbyes as he, says that last little bit there about, maybe making a hole in the house and all the rest. He's still one of those characters that's a little bit hard to read. You guys will be able to get back in touch with him with the radio back there. Raven did also offer in her remaining caps to the group if they want to buy that radio off of him, just at all. I don't know what the maximum the group has, but she's talking about 63 extra caps in there. I think he said 300, and then he could negotiate him down on that. Like if Sam were to buy it, it'd be 10% cheaper. I don't know that the rest of the group has any money near that number, but Well, what does the rest of the group have, just generally, Jim and Sam? Do you know? Just so I know, what is the amount of caps people are sitting on?
79.
95.
Okay, so everyone's under 100 on their cap count then. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Great to know.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to plug this computer in very soon. Sorry, everybody. Okay, let's get a traveling, and then I might just have to do that. What time is it? 9:30. Oh, oopsies, we just did an AFK, but I'll just need 5 minutes here. Scene. Yeah, let's go on through. I mean, actually, I'm just gonna pull this one up without a map, just so people get a nice little view of the travel. You're going down some nice roads. There's a smattering of vehicles strewn across them here and there. You know, I'll actually give people a chance to scavenge as well, if you're interested. Maybe we could plan on people taking some sort of break throughout the day, and if you guys want to stop at all. So we're saying you're leaving at 8 in the morning, and you're going to be traveling. So 12 hours would be 8 p.m. Yeah, we'll say it. I'll give you this option. You guys could take a rest throughout the day, which seems pretty sensible if you want. And you could get in at like 11 p.m. to Hope. Otherwise, you're looking about 10 p.m. at the earliest off of this. Max rolled. It's pretty clear along the road, at least for this very first spot. I'm going to have her roll again here in a bit. But just to say, you guys are going. You pass a lot of the landmarks and such you have before. There are some additional cars up ahead. That's where I was thinking we could, people want to take a little bit of a breather along the way and loot anything. That's still factored into your situation. Raven, also, if you want to spend any time foraging, you could forage as well. I believe the foraging takes about half an hour, and we'll say again in your break there, you could do some looting along the way, just of some cars along the path. And instead of doing like a breakdown where I give you a map of that, we'll just kind of say that's sort of added into your thing, and we can roll up some of that loot by the time you get back to town. But it is somewhere around your halfway point where you're traveling through and you come across a group of settlers coming back through that you were warned sort of about, given a heads up from town. There's about 6 people, a couple folks with guns, men and women, don't really know who all is in this group, not necessarily familiar to you, but just a group of settlers, and you can presume, as you see him off in the distance, one of them sort of waves his hand. Let's say if you're looking at the screen here and you're seeing this, they're about as far down as the bend here. So just far down the path, about as far out as you go. You guys want to wave back to them or make any other kind of signals to this group of people?
I'll wave at them.
Okay. You guys good to approach? It looks safe from here. I think it. And as the group gets closer and closer, they wave. And about shouting distance. They still have their weapons pretty tucked into them. You hear one of them go, "Who are y'all, friend or foe?"
Friend. Are y'all from Hope?
We were. And he kind of gives a little bit of a signal that the group starts like slowly walking forward. Where are y'all from?
We're heading back to Hope. You know Hell's Bell. You might know Hell's Bells and Lena.
And Lena kind of pops around and says, "Hi y'all, I'm heading back up this way. We were out getting that radio tower reconnected. You're leaving Hope? What's got you going this way?" And they there's just a brief pause, and the guy yells back, getting ever closer. You're beginning to need to yell less as the groups are more casually coming together on the road. And he goes, "Things are getting too tough up that way. Food's unreliable, making people sick. We're not sticking around for that. There were some violent incidents recently. Some settlers from the town, they got some people locked up in the police station. One of them was trying to eat someone's face off. and one of the back alleys. That Mirelurks, food supply going bad. There's not enough electricity to power all the water generators. Man, I didn't sign up for this when I left Foundation. I'm not cut out for this, and I don't think this group is either. We're going back where it's safer. We got better odds.
Well, friends, I don't know if this way is very much safer. We've been, through many trials going down this way. We've run into all sorts of creatures and foes that you wouldn't even think of in your nightmares. So I don't know, how good this route is, and we've been hard at work trying to get some sort of connection to Foundation so that hopefully we can get some help. We got some traders hopefully that we can bring there. We're really trying to get Hope back on its feet.
Yeah, man, I feel like it's a little bit of a lost cause, isn't it? I mean, with the recent deaths up there, there was even talk of some people bringing in a disgusting fungus into town, starting to eat people. I didn't see any of that myself, but that is not. It's not tantalizing. It's not making me want to stay.
I think I might have heard about that fungus as well. I didn't see it or anything, but I might have heard about it. But Jacob, he's one smart cookie. We're gonna try to get with him. We're on the road looking for a microscope so that he can, maybe get an idea about what that is and hopefully maybe find a cure.
I will throw this out there that you can try to persuade these people to journey back with you. I was going to have you do an opposed speech test with them. Actually, you know what? I might slice and dice some rules here. They are leaving for a reason. So their difficulty of their test is probably already a 3. But I'm going to give this guy a chance if he can roll a modifier on top of that. We're just going to say that he needs to roll a speech test of 10 or less to succeed, which would make the difficulty harder for you guys. Just again, this is a little RNG to see how convinced they are. Oh, he not good on his speech test. So difficulty 3, if you guys want to be talking with them. I think anyone in the group could assist as well. Any of the player characters could assist. But if you want to do a speech and charisma test, you could try to sweet talk them, convince them further. They're open to listening to you. They see Lena. They also see Jim's pretty hurt there, being pulled along on the hood of a car that's got, a hand, like Raven's got a part of it and Alfred's got the other. And they're, pulling him along. Oh, God, the sound that thing must make, by the way, as you guys are going along the concrete. That must be something.
Sparks coming through the asphalt.
Oh, my gosh. Can't be a nice, pleasant ride either, because this road that we're looking at on the screen's got to be a lot more scenic than the real thing. So, again, if you want to do it, roll, completely your choice.
Yes, I will try to talk to them, talk them down. I am going to use 3 AP to buy 2 die.
Oh, sure. So you're going to do 4 total on your roll.
Yes,
Got
and I'm going to smooth talk them in case things go south with the poke. So I'll be able to reroll 1.
Okay.
Woo! I'm gonna re-roll that d20.
Yeah, smart
I know
idea.
we still succeeded, but
Smart.
I'm gonna do it. 19. Better than a 20.
Technically it's still the very same complication. And this is a good reminder. Whenever tests go up in difficulty, the complication range comes lower. That is to say, well, actually there's a specific chart somewhere. Somewhere. I don't even know where it is. Oh, wait, it's in my GM screen. 2 seconds. I just think this is good for us to know. And a difficulty 3 test, an 18 to a 20 is considered a complication. So what we'll say the complication is in this part, you are convincing some of that group. By the way, you get 1 AP back to your pool on that one, Sam. So 3 was the thing and 1 extra to the pool. But of that group... Ooh, I'm going to roll a combat die. Let's see. Yeah, of that group of 6 of them, 2 of them are not convinced. 2 of them are... I'm not buying any of this stuff, you guys. Look, if you're going back, if you made us go all this way for nothing... By the way, they're probably... You say 14-hour trip or something like that. So... you guys at this stage are probably about like 6 hours into this, or say on your part. So you can imagine they're on the longer exchange of this. Like they've traveled, almost double the distance you have or something like that. And so there's a little frustration. You can see the 2 of the people, look, we've already come this far. Where'd you all come from? And he's talking to you, Sam, Jim, Raven, and the crew. You don't look too bad aside from him. Seems like maybe you look a little freshly rested. Is there any buildings or anything safe in this area for us?
Well, if you're not convinced, there is down the road. There's a trader. It's a couple hours down, named Rusty Dusty Bones. Now, if you encounter him, you got to be a bit careful with him. He's a bit of a soothsayer. He's a bit of a sweet talker. So just watch your caps. But he might be privy to, maybe give you some shelter if you had the money for it or something to trade.
Fair enough. Okay, the 2 of us, we're going. I'm not waiting around for this. If you're all going to hear this out and go back to Hope, good luck to all of you. We're done. I hope that place makes it, but if we make it back to Foundation or somewhere in between, we'll let them know. We'll let them know we saw all of you. And with that, those 2 begin to just walk off. They are they're continuing fairly leisurely pace. They've got their backpacks, they've got their laser rifles. We'll say one of them has a laser rifle, the other has a shotgun, and those 2 continue on their way. If anything, whenever they're kind of approaching that out of earshot thing, you kind of hear them almost like snickering between themselves, like, can you really believe that? And there is your complication, that at least 2 of those people did not want to join your expedition. But you got your extra AP back. And by the way, hello to Chad over there. Hi to Kick and everyone else that's joining us. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. We're playing our Fallout TTRPG. Our gang is heading back to the town of Hope. I'll pull out a map for everyone, too. That way people can see. Again, road kind of looks like this. There's some broken vehicles along the way. Buses and all kinds of other things. Where do I hide this map for us so that we can't find it? Aha! In the hiding place. Okay, I need to pull up my tactical version of this and do one of these. Here we go. Okay, so you guys are... Yeah, honestly, where you guys all met up is probably about that intersection point on the tactical map where the S of Raiders is. They have already passed the Raiders at that spot. They sort of meet you when you're taking the rusty road, we'll say, into the main road that's going south. So they already have passed by that Raider encampment, you gather. And that's where the 2 of them are just choosing to go. We'll see if they split off to Rusty's or whether they decide to go further south. That is a mystery for another day. But with these other ones with you, I don't know if there's much more conversation you want to have. You guys can walk and talk, by the way. I don't want to say you guys have to stand here and just stare each other down. But I think they'd absolutely have some questions, especially for Lena, seeing her back in the mix, and Howl's Bells. I think there'd be some sort of cross chatter and just... So you guys really got that radio back on up there? I don't know if anyone here wants to answer them. Jim or someone that hasn't spoken in a while, in case you want to chat with any of these guys too. And Sam, you're welcome to as well.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, there's this radio tower that apparently the U.S. military was making use of during the war times, and I went in and found myself in this underground area, some kind of bunker, and there was a thing there, like a sentient computer machine, and I don't know what happened, but it talked to me, and things led to another, and we ended up getting that thing back online. But it was a weird place.
Sentient computer?
That's
Bunker?
That's right.
Uh,
Yep.
But not like a vault.
No, not a vault, but some sort of a military installation underneath that radio tower.
Whoa. You think it's useful? Like, is that something we could do something with? Not...
There's a possibility, but like when we went there and explored that whole underground area, or at least I did, it's sealed up now. Like there's no chance. Like the door's busted. I don't even know if like whoever is in charge of that whole thing, that sentient whatever, will even let you in.
Oh hell, that doesn't sound too good. But man, I'd love a warm shower. If there's a bunker or whatever, something that we could. I'm just tired of living in buildings with tin roofs and shitty boards. You know, it's
Right.
Hope's not been treating us that well. It's got fortifications. You guys, I think, helped build some of those. I saw your faces around, but hell, yeah. Hey, by the way, I just want to say, when we're getting up here, there were a couple raiders posted up in the middle of the road up this way. We took the long route around them. We went through the woods, quite a detour to keep off. But when we had gotten at the big intersection up there, we sort of sent a scout off ahead while the rest of us were resting. They picked up on it, and we went around. I don't know if you guys want to follow our path, want to go off on the side, or I don't know if you dealt with them before. What's your plan for this?
I mean, could we even go off to the side with dragging him?
Good question.
I don't know if we'd be able to make it through anything other than just a paved road.
That's fair enough. Okay, so Sam's suggesting going straight forward. Is Jim and Raven, you guys are on board with that too?
Well, Sam, I'm hurting, but I gotta agree. I think that maybe they might have a soft spot in their heart. As creepy and scary as they may seem, they may see a poor old man here, or a young man with a hurt leg and an arm, and maybe they might let us through.
We're still looking for
Can
their
we
boss,
even
too.
fight them? Can the town people help carry Jim through woods?
Lena sort of hears this and goes, these were the ones that Rusty wanted us to get going back that way, right? These are the same ones he said that we should try and convince to mosey south to his place?
That is true. I'm just worried that they're gonna remember our faces and remember that we promised them we'd find their buddy, and we haven't made very much progress on that at all.
Well, that's true, and it has been a couple days, I guess. Let's face it, their buddy's dead. We knew that. They knew that. I think anything else is just wishful thinking. I mean, come on, they killed a couple of them in the street there. There were some bodies when we walked through, so if they're thinking that their friend's alive, well, then maybe they are worth just shooting dead, because I don't see that happening a different way. Meaning, I think we could talk them out of it. I think we could do any of that, but hell, I mean, if these guys are really stationed up here, if they're really there all these days later, we could even convince them to come to Hope or to Rusty's or to the South, the lumber mill. These guys are going to be pushovers, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, I think we owe it to Rusty to maybe try to send them that way, hopefully.
Yeah. Fair enough. Let's keep on going. And it should be noted that your group now, in terms of like how many people you have compared to the Raiders, There are the three of you plus Lena plus Mr. Handy, and then 4 others. So you've got about 9 people in your party, just to kind of give you all as individuals, as players, an idea for how big your posse is compared to what I think was like 3 raiders there last time. So you outnumber them like 3 times over, even with Jim's shitty leg at this point. Just for your
We
own
could lie
confidence.
and say we found his body, they wouldn't know.
That is true. Until he comes back, potentially. We'll see where the conversation leads us. Let's make a move and let's see what we can do. Jim, I'm gonna give you this 44 millimeter pistol for right now. That's loaded with 5 cartridges. Since you have a bad arm, hopefully, this is a little bit better than a 10 millimeter.
Well, I appreciate that. Let's hope it doesn't come to me having to shoot my gun, but man, I don't know
I'm
these
hoping so,
days,
too.
with everything that's going on and these raiders that have just found themselves populating these roads here. I mean, anything could happen. We got to be prepared for that.
Absolutely. Are y'all ready to get a move on?
I would be annoyed if we didn't.
I hear that.
So
Let's go.
as you were heading out that way, again, big group of people. Let me see if I can find you your little map before, because you do have, somewhat of an understanding and an idea in mind of what you're moseying on up to. Here we go. It is displaying on my side. Let me get it it's actually already up there for the people at home. How convenient. So you are all wandering up to the backside of this sort of raider establishment. For people on screen here, this is just a sort of simple mid-road, typical, you see this all throughout Fallout 76, raider encampment. They've got barrels and tires and all kinds of things lined up, all kinds of sort of shooting arcs. And for anyone that hasn't, I guess no one saw this. This is all unstreamed content. This is part of our tutorial. That this was one of the first times our comrades had the opportunity to talk down an enemy adversary. These raiders were hit the night prior by a Mothman cultist hit and run sort of thing. They actually took hostages, technically. They killed a couple of the raiders and most notably managed to kidnap the raider of the group who had power armor, the leader of the group. So what our comrades were meeting up with was about, these 3 remainers, almost green, raiders, if you will, people that these weren't the leaders of the group. And so upon approaching the place again with a much larger contingent, you hear one of the raiders and he kind of yells to his buddy, hey, we got company. And there's a bit of a hustling in there. Not very organized as you guys are making your way up. This is not a smooth operation by any stretch. So with that being said, I'll let you all decide if you want to, if you're going to open fire from a relative distance or you're just going to go ahead and talk to them, whatever you want to do. They are sort of standing at alert up there. But you might be able to convince them that these, they saw you recently and let you pass. Probably a best bet.
I yell out, fellas, we were just through here a few days ago. Do you remember?
Oh, it's them. Okay. Stand down. Yeah, what do you want? There's a hell of a lot of you this time. What are you doing? Bringing up reinforcements? 9 of you?
We're just trying to caravan these fine people back to town. But I implore you to listen to a deal that I have for you. I'm a messenger for a trader named by the name of Rusty Bones. Have you ever heard of him? He's a ghoul.
Oh, I know Rusty. Hey, he's not a bad guy. You met him?
Yes, sir. He's a good friend of ours. He's looking for some fine young men to come over there and to give him some help. He's looking to pay you for some work.
The other two guys sort of behind him, you can hear them kind of chattering like, well, hey, for food, we go over there and get something to eat. And the kind of dude who's up on the barricade, we're talking this guy here, regular raider. We're going to say he's sort of posing as the leader of the pack right now. Yeah, helping Rusty wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. This place is kind of shit. We're running out of supplies up here, and in fact, we're kind of hoping a caravan from him might come up this way. Hey, tell you anything about that?
Not much. I don't know where he's headed to.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, look, there's not much good stuff here. This place is pretty spent. But how long's your journey up ahead? If you're gonna need anywhere to crash out for a little bit, this isn't a bad spot. Well, at least for the moment. Maybe you could tell us what's up ahead, what's to come. We haven't been down that way in a good couple months.
I'll have to tell you, fellas, that you'll really have to keep your eyes straight. There's quite a bunch of different ghouls and goblins down that way. Not including Rusty. You know, he's a good ghoul, but we ran into quite a few different things on the way there. Definitely not safe. Might be a little bit safer now that we ran through it, but I certainly would just be cautious.
And they kind of welcome you guys into the encampment. I moved your characters. I'm assuming most of you would want to probably come in, but I could be wrong. It's sort of the easier way through the street. I mean, you guys can't walk around it, though, to be fair. Hey, that's good to know. I mean, look, like I said, there's not much useful stuff here, but if you all, this is above board, if you all want to do your kind of scavenging right now, I would absolutely let that happen. This is kind of the scavenging for, we'll say there's some scavenging here, and we'll do one towards the end of it too, like after you go the rest of the way to town. These guys don't really take much convincing here, by the way, just because they are pretty fucked up. They have not improved their lot in life since the last encounter. At least you can get some visuals and see that. They probably, you can guess that food's not looking good. There's no reinforcements, as they just alluded to. This is not any kind of good situation like that. Let me see here. I'm going to roll a thing. Okay. We're going to use one of those old tables. I don't know how much AP you guys have. Probably not much. I think Sam maybe have used a good chunk of it. Maybe you got one left. But a rough announcement that it looks like the default roll, you're going to get 2 junk and 1 clothing out of here. But you could spend some extra AP on the others if you guys have any. That's the AP max column, where you could spend any extra additional action points up and down that chart. So if you wanted to add ammo, clothing, food, beverage. I still see 3 AP in the pool. Maybe that's correct. I don't remember.
Yeah, because we had 5. I used 3 and I got 1 back.
Gotcha. Okay. I must not seen it go to 5 then. So that was my fault. Okay, well then with 3 AP in the pool, if you guys want to spend any extra on food, clothing, ammo, that choice is yours. Just let me know right now.
How is everyone on food? We might use some extra food. I have plenty of water. And it looks like we'll be getting some, or maybe we should spend some on ammo.
Oh, also, this is a difficulty 3 perception and survival test. I guess I should say that. Raven, if you want to go ahead and roll, and the gang can they can assist you on this if they would like. Difficulty 3. So she could generate an AP or something in between on this, if that. And you guys can all, if she succeeds this, you can still try and roll for that. You're all in on this together. Very much. 2 successes. Okay, to Sam and Jim, you guys want to roll your survival, and that's perception. You did the wrong one back there. Perception and survival. Try that one more time. That was your endurance. Swap those 2 perks around, and you got this. There we go. What do we got?
Oh, my goodness.
Much better, much better. So success, and I'll put that 1 point back in your poll, so you have 4. I don't know if Sam and Jim do want to roll, but I think you could try and generate. I'm giving you the chance to do it in this encounter if you want to try and assist her with that. I'll take the first one here.
Look at that, boys.
Okay, nothing from Sam. Jim, you want to roll one up? I'm taking the first number, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, so nothing from Jim either, because again, I'm just going with the first one on the left. So, okay, that means you have 4 points if you want to distribute those. Or you can save them all. Just let me know here. $10 seconds, and I'm rolling it.
I'll do one for food.
One for food? Okay. Last call. 3, 2, 1.
1 for ammo.
I like that timer. That worked. Thank you all. Whoop. Okay, here's what you got. Oh, interesting. You find that they have you find a bloody Vault jumpsuit in the mix. Sort of under kind of like tables and there's chests and all of that in the different corners, and you kind of find that sort of just tucked away and forgotten about. Not in bad shape, but clearly whoever was in it is probably no longer. There is, again, the 19 junk that you get there. You get 9 5.56 millimeter ammo and a yum deviled eggs. And then your action points are reduced by 2. Let's make sure that's done. Okay.
I will like the deviled eggs.
Sam's taking some deviled eggs.
I look at the back of the Vault-Tec jumpsuit, and I want to see, is it Amelia's number? Is it 76? Because I had heard about that one before the war.
Oh, that's a really good question. Oh, that's a really great question. And I have a really great answer for you. There is not a number on the back of this jumpsuit.
I will take 5.56 ammo.
Strange indeed. Well, actually, good question. This is for me to learn. Has Sam ever met a Vault dweller wearing a Vault suit before, just out of curiosity?
Was Amelia in a Vault suit?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess again, aside from her, to be fair, I mean, you answered my question technically. Amelia shot out of my brain, but because I guess I was asking, and still my question remains: have you met people in Vault suits before Amelia? Just out of curiosity. This is no more than like a lore question, and you don't have to have an answer to it right now. But I am curious.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
Then I guess what my takeaway, this is my view of it for flavoring. There's no right or wrong answer here. But I guess I would say it's perfectly fine for Sam to have noticed that Amelia had a number on her back, which I don't know what it is off the top of my head. It's written somewhere. But her jumpsuit did have a number. That would be interesting if Sam caught that. Very, very well. Like that's perfectly fine. He may have picked up on that. I don't know if that he would see that as strange per se, so much as we do as players, just because Sam probably doesn't have enough of a frame of reference to know. I'm guessing that Sam could make the conclusion that Well, Lena had a number on hers. Maybe this is not from her vault then.
Yeah, and maybe I caught it on a Cooper Howard promo 25 years ago.
Sure, absolutely, that's true. You very well may remember those.
Like very lightly.
Yeah, 100%. So there is a little bit of a question remaining. Who did this belong to? They kind of see you digging through this stuff. Yeah, take whatever you want. Whatever we haven't already packed. And you can kind of see they actually have some satchels already like kind of sitting there, things that they're planning on moving, which is why they, again, were not very convinced about sitting around here. Like when you said, like, go back, they're just like, well, we kind of have to anyway. Down from like a group of 6 to 10 of them, give or take, raiders out raiding, doing raider things, now down to 3. Not looking so good. Also, you all probably know raiders, both in-game and out-of-game, you know that raiders are not very committed to their areas. Like if it gets bad in general, they'll sort of leave. Or it's not uncommon for just raiders to like up and leave each other in the middle of the night. Like whatever, I don't like that place anymore. I don't like that cult of raiders. I'm out to somewhere better. I guess I'll also throw this out there. This is above board. But if you're all looking to move people back to Hope, theoretically, you could try and convince them to go that way, too. You don't have to. You can set, like, right now, they're convinced sort of more to go to what's-his-face, to Rusty. But if you all want to make a switch in where they go, you could try and convince them away. But this is sort of a good time for all your characters to just get a breather and a rest. And this is all factored into that same time I said, so you're still on the same schedule no matter how much time you want to take here. If you guys are ready to go, you can just let me know, but they're here to talk to as long as you want.
I would like to give them a couple purified waters, like 2 purified waters for the journey. Maybe they can split it up amongst themselves. And I like to tell them, fellas, if after you get done over at Rusty's, if you're wanting to settle down, if you're wanting to, if you find that you enjoy, actually like working for your money and everything, and working for your food, you'd be welcome at Hope, I'm sure. We can throw away the past.
Sorry, Sam, one sec here. I heard all of that, but I wanted to plug in the laptop here while you were talking, and I did, and we're done. Look, you're telling me there's greener pastures up there. Why the hell did all you leave? And he's looking to that group. He said, pretty clear, we saw a group of your folk coming down this way. They tried to be sneaky and go off in the woods, but it takes a lot to pull the wool over our eyes. Why the hell are they coming and going? Like you some sort of like soothsayer yourself? Some mystical man who's convincing all these people to go off in the middle of nowhere in the woods? I've followed enough of those recently. Got me here in the first place.
Well, like everything, there's growing pains. I'm sure that, you've had your outfits in the past have had some growing pains. It's and sometimes things get in a lull, as I can see right now y'all are in a bit of a lull, and that's kind of what's going on with Hope right now. We're trying to get it back in order, though, and it takes people, it takes a village, it takes a village of people to do something like that. And if you want to be part of something greater than just trying to survive every single day, then maybe we have a real shot at that.
Go ahead and make your speech and charisma. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
I just want to say I'm sure that you guys are tired of bullets flying at you.
Whenever you go ahead and make that speech and charisma. It's going to be an opposed test, so let's see what you do. Nice! You can get an AP back to your poll, and you beat them. They had difficulty 1 on that. So, look, the Raiders were a part of down there. They're not bad guys. In fact, misunderstood's probably the best word for it. But if you're saying we have a chance to get back up there, look, I'm not completely convinced. The fact that all you left tells me things aren't great. but maybe it's better than just being out here on our own. He looks over at the other two guys, and they sort of shrug and nod. Yeah, misunderstood. But look, if your people are not going to take kindly to us, we're not gonna stick around. I'll just tell you that much. But if you think you can get us a place to stay and maybe some food, maybe we can, help out. We know how to fight. So I don't know if we have any other skills amongst this crew. There's a reason that we're out here stationed, and not at the lumber mill itself. Back there's where all the gearheads and all the rest set up their shops. They're the ones that take care of our kit. And some of them are even trying to rebuild some pre-war cars with a little post-war flair. But a real bed or a real room or kind of even just real walls around wouldn't be a bad change of pace, as he kind of looks over at this ramshackle thing that, it doesn't provide much protection from the elements. There's sort of overhangs for them to sort of sleep under at best. But it's not good living, not good camping out here.
Well, I say maybe you can go help out Rusty, put a few caps in your pocket, and then hopefully by the time that you're done with that, you can meet us up in Hope. I'll talk to their local leader, Tom, see if we can get you a place, and if all works out, I'll buy you a beer when you get there.
It's a deal. Fine. That works. We'll do it. We'll go talk to Rusty. Let you know, I guess, in the future. You guys, how do you stay in touch out here? Should we just make our way up there, or will we be shot on sight?
Rusty knows that you're coming. He's got a radio if you need to make contact with us. But we'll hopefully get there and let them know that you'll be on your way.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Good travels to you on your path. It's hopefully smooth sailing ahead. I don't know. These freaking Mothman cultists. We never saw them back again this way, just so you know. Aside from the attack they did, that's been clear. Nothing else.
That's good to hear.
So with
We'll have
that,
to keep our eyes peeled for them.
if you guys want to, you are welcome at any stage to start making your way back. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Okay, gang.
I'm ready to head out.
On the road again?
Yes.
Okay, Raven, why don't we have you roll one more perception and survival test just to see what the rest of this road is like. Good chance to make some action points along the way if you'd like. Chicky says, I wish Rusty was in 76. Ooh, Mac, you can add 2 back to the pool on that one. That's great. Clear path ahead. So this is the remainder of your journey. What do we say? 14 hours. Like this is sort of your next 8 along the path. And you do begin pulling in. I think that follow is my IRL friend, says Sky. Hey, hello, Sky's IRL friend. Welcome aboard. Good to have you here. Everyone likes Rusty. That's good. Hello, Scissor Me Timbers. How are you? Love that name still. Good to have you. Okay, so you are heading back along the path. I'll pull that up just briefly again for folks that are at home. They're getting some pretty smooth sailing because a lot of people have been through this area. Also, Mac's rolling some really good checks on this. There could be things that take shape along the way, but not today. Not today. They're doing fairly well. So the rest of that journey, about a good 8-hour hike, and yet you do have extra people. They're going from here at the Raider area. Whoops, that's right behind my camera. Whoops, I'm using the wrong thing to adjust it. That'll do it. Haha, okay. So the Raiders, which are just right over here, they're now going up that path towards Hope. I think one thing you'd all detect as you're getting up that way, very nice, again, cloudless evening. The sky is sort of gorgeous as you're going through, especially as the sun starts to settle. And you all probably make out the differences in the roadways here. Whereas before you were pretty hell-bent on just going south and sticking on that road. You know, you kind of notice the big turn in the path there, multiple different directions that spin off, kind of what probably was a decently large roadway section before. Maybe this is where you do some of your scavenging of some other vehicles that are out and strewn along the pathway. But as you begin making your way back to the town of Hope, it is getting darker and darker. We will do the loot pull whenever we get into the town here in just a minute. But for our folks at home, when they start approaching the town of Hope, you see some barricades on the outskirts, just basically simple raider barricades. Nothing too advanced, nothing too intense. It's very much a makeshift of all kinds of different bits and bobs pulled around. And as they're approaching the town, you very much see down Main Street. Very simple town for the Appalachia, northeastern sort of area here in the U.S. It's got a church at the very center of town that probably served as the central hub back in the day. Right behind that church is a river. It's the Ohio River that goes down that way. The church actually has some barricades behind it because they had Mirelurks coming out of the water in the past. It's one of the first encounters the gang had when they got to this town. I can actually pull up, we got a nice tactical map that goes with this, hopefully. Although it didn't load on my side. Tactical map, where are you? We have a nice tactical map that may not appear. Where the hell is it? Is there different levels to it? I forget. Where is the map? It's not going to be the end of the world if we don't have it. Hold on, here we go. Play this one. Here we go. I found it. I don't know. Great. Groovy. Okay. So when they're coming up to the town, it looks sort of something like this. They're coming through. You got some Nuka-Cola billboards and all the rest. We'll go ahead and get everyone on the town. Mirelurk Boyle behind the church says, yeah, actually, that's literally what they came into. A brief recap as let's pull all your characters back to the front of town here if you all want to do some moving around. I'm just going to put you all at the entrance briefly. But that's true. When they first got here, the town had just been attacked. They got to the barricades and started helping fight off some Mirelurks that night. They helped build up the defenses of the place. And as a result, they got to partake in a lot of the food that was out of that. And in fact, the Mirelurk food that they were given was cooked up by one of the chefs in town, which meant that they got access to some pretty nice food as soon as they started the game. Just as a sort of first come, first serve, cafeteria style vibe. So I think I've got the majority of you. You're there at the beginning of town. Jim is still being pulled along in this god-awful hood of a car that has probably some rope bound to its corners. They're just pulling him along in like a sled style with his broken arm and broken leg from the Wendigo attack. As you approach the gateway, one of the guards that's out there on the post says, "Hell's bells, Lena! Oh my God, hey, it's them! They're back! They're all back! Hey, welcome back, everybody." And there's a couple guards that kind of come around to this sort of platform where he's standing off to the left there. They're kind of waving, and it's good to see you all. Long couple days. Things are a bit weird here in town, so watch your back. If you see someone who doesn't sort of look right, if they look a little pink in the face, they're not just happy to see you, especially if they start baring their teeth at you.
Friends, despite what you're saying, this town is a sight for sore eyes. Anything that is here can't be weirder than some of the stuff that we experienced on this voyage.
I'm sure Tom and the rest of them would like to hear about it. And welcome back to you four. And he looks at the others. Guess your journey out there didn't last too long, huh? That's what you get for leaving town, going off on your own. Good to have you back, though. We don't hold any grudges here. They kind of just, kind of look a little little ashamed. I'm sure they're going to have some crow to eat in town as they all... I mean, they did just abandon everybody and say, like, peace out, we're on our own. And now they're coming back within 8 hours. Almost like a child leaving home or something. This is their big 8-hour adventure on their own. I guess it's 16 hours about. They did a round trip there. So, if you all want to meander now, you let me know where you want to go. If seeking out Tom's your number one thing, you'd probably want to check the robot shop, or you could make your way over. You could ask the guard too, to be fair. He might even be able to just signal you where you're going. You just let me know what you're up to.
Our buddy
We are
here.
back, my ears are ringing. Hello, everyone, I nearly died. Jim is hurt really bad.
She's right. Our buddy here, as you can see, Jim, he's pretty messed up. We might need to get him to Jacob's just to rest for a little while.
Yeah, I think you should do that. You should do that. Look, some of you should probably go over to Jacob. Some of you probably should go check in with Tom. I'd go with you, but I'm on duty here. Maybe those four should go explain themselves to Tom. Maybe that'd be a good use of their time. Get those guys up on the thing, kind of like chuckle at them like a inside joke. They know. They know what's going on. They were there probably on guard duty when they left.
What do you think, Jim? You want to go chill at the infirmary, or you think that you can make it to Tom's first and talk? We can have a conversation with him before you go relax.
I mean, this leg and this arm. I mean, I've struggled enough. I think I need to head to the infirmary and get checked out.
All right, buddy. I hope to see you patched up soon.
Lena and Hell's Bells kind of, you guys make your way in through the gate a bit, and they say, we're going to go talk to Tom. If any of you are coming with us, you feel free to do the download while whoever's going off. Mr. Handy, Alfred, I'm sorry. If you could go take Jim, and I don't know if Raven wants to go that way, or if one of you four want to take him over, but someone should get him checked out soon.
I'm gonna head with you to Tom. Alfred, after you get done helping old Jim there, maybe you can come back to Tom's for some maintenance.
Oh, that would be splendid, sir. I haven't been this beat up since, well, actually, what was it? Oh, it was a Yaogwai, one of those beautiful bears that I've always heard about, the national parks. Wonderful creatures. Sharp talons, though. Is that what you call them? Claws? Either way, they say that a scar is an endearing feature.
You're about the toughest Mr. Handy that I know then, buddy. I think most other models wouldn't have been able to go through some of the things that you've gone through, my friend.
Speaking of Master Sam, it is clear that the weapons I have are, well, more attuned to gardening and taking care of the house. And, well, some may argue the flamer doesn't serve much of a purpose in the garden, but they just don't know what they're doing. The point is, mine isn't up to snuff. I haven't had a good, well, I guess it's maybe a tune-up, but also maybe simply that this one's just not exactly got what I need for the fights that we've encountered. If you guys could do anything to assist with that, I would be in your debt.
I wouldn't doubt that we could find some modifications, or we could maybe snag some off of some Mr. Getsy or something. We'll have to keep an eye out for that, most definitely.
Well, that would be lovely. Well, we could maybe ask Master Tom if he has any solutions to the matter as well. Wait, also, not to pry and ask inappropriate questions, but didn't one of you mention before something about a cryolator? No, it was an acid. No, it was both. You had an acid sprayer and a cryo arm attachment. Did you use the cryo arm? What did you do with that?
I I remember last time we may have had some trouble putting it on. I know Jim may have had some trouble. It was, trying to interface that hardware onto you was a bit difficult. You're not made for that kind of stuff, so it messed up a little bit.
Above board, was that him or was that the Protectron? Did anyone try with Mr. Handy, Alfred?
I don't know. Oh, I don't. Did we try on the Protectron or the?
Definitely the first error was the Protectron, and it was because there was a buzzsaw arm that was about to be attached. That failed for sure, and left him a little unarmed. But I don't remember if there was ever an attempt to attach to Mr. Handy. I made that up right now. I was not pulling from previous memory, so so just in case that factors in, I don't have a recollection of it.
I don't think so either. I must have been mistaken. Well, in that case, we can try it. Well, Jim might still have that. Hopefully, we can try to interface it onto you.
Well, that would be good. But if Master Jim isn't up to the task, Lena, maybe you could help me with it. I don't really want to lose an arm, and well, Jim, you don't have many extra arms to speak of yourself. As long as you promise to be delicate.
We'll get in touch with Tom and see what maybe he has some other goodies too that we can work with.
Well, lovely. Okay, let's go. Taking Jim to the hospital. If I fix his arm, then he has to fix mine. And if he doesn't, I get to keep his arm. Either one. Raven, are you going that way with him? Which way's Raven going? But yeah, Sam, you're welcome to make your way down there.
Yeah, I will help take Jim. I will meet up with at Tom's. I call dibs on his leg, Al.
Very good. I have my buzzsaw right here. Okay, so those three go over that way. As you head up to the north, let me reorient the town for chat. They're going up Main Street here. There are some police protectrons, which they have repurposed to serve as defensive units in the town. And they have made their way, pardon me, up to Tom's shop here. Before we get into a dialogue with Tom, you guys had the option. You looted a couple more things along the way. Let me just do a quick location setting. We'll say you looted an average thing. It was, we'll call it residential. These were cars, mostly searched through. Okay, I want to throw out there, if anyone wants to spend AP, here's a list that's coming your way. Of course, you can spend as much AP as listed in the second column for AP Max. You have 5 in your pool right now. Clothing, food, beverages, those are the ones you can really spend your AP on if you want to add any extras. So you guys let me know. Clothing, food, beverage.
I'm good.
Sam's good. Jim? Raven?
I'm all right.
Raven, you want to spend any in there? You got 5 out of 6 in your pool already. Probably doesn't hurt you to spend 1 or so. Though that's just my opinion on the matter. Clothing, food, or beverages you could add. Junk we don't play with very seriously yet. Someday, I promise. I promise. Maybe. When someone gets serious about crafting, we'll do it.
Jim, after you get cleaned up, maybe we can clean
I
up
will
this
spend
Vault-Tec.
one on drinks.
Okay, got you.
Maybe we can clean up this Vault-Tec jumpsuit and you can wear it.
Oh. Sorry, Tom doesn't have a face right now. Sorry, everyone. She wants to spend 1 on drinks. Okay. So, great. Here's your list, Raven. Though this can be dispersed amongst the whole crew. There is 1 engineer's armor. There is a fancy lad snack cake, a purified water, 4 junk, and 1 rum. That is your haul. And that is, again, just the random cars you pick through along the way. Those cars have been pretty picked clean, generally speaking. You guys even kind of hit some of them on your way back through. Probably some of these settlers did as well. You know, it's not untouched terrain for any stretch of the imagination. But that's a pretty decent haul that you guys can add to your inventory. Sam, what do you do? You go up and knock on Tom's door? You bust it open? What are you up to up there?
Go do the thing I always do, kind of open the door, knock on it, say, "Howdy, Tom."
Oh, well, if it isn't Sam himself. Sam, how the hell you doing, man? You just get back into town now.
Oh, yes, sir. You are a sight for sore eyes, my friend. It has been a long, long road.
Oh, you're telling me. There's some exciting things to get you guys involved with here in town now that you're getting yourself settled back in. I'm pretty sure you heard, the last time we talked, last time I touched base with Lena and the rest, and it's about that time she steps in the door. Hell's Bells is going to go straight off to the church, where she'd kind of last been organizing things. So she's going to go up that way. She's not stopping in there right now with Tom. Her and Lena kind of have that sort of, maybe you even kind of see Lena kind of like pat her on the shoulder as they split ways. And, as Lena's coming in and she's going to the north. Lena pops her head in and goes, "Oh, Tom, it was a hell of a journey, I'll tell you that, but I am glad I went with them. I have not been on such an adventure in such a long time. We got a needy Mr. Handy out there. If we can find him some spare parts later, we're going to try and upgrade his kit. You know, the one. He made it the whole way back. What a trooper, and he's got a smile to boot. So I wouldn't mind having him around these parts." And she goes and starts rummaging through drawers and bins already, looking for some things. She's messing around in piles of computer kit and all the rest. And you do hear when you're, going back to talking to Tom, she goes, "Ah!" And she pulls out the cryolator arm. "See, I thought this would still be laying around here somewhere." Oh, maybe try to attach that to him later. And Tom, looking at you, Sam, goes, "Well, you got to tell me all about this journey you've been doing. Where do you want to even start with first? You want to give me a down low on what you haven't already told me, but I got things to share. So who first?"
Well, to sum it up, we got in touch, as you know, with Rusty Dusty Bones. He's offering help for the right price. So if we can get some sort of trade going with him, I think that would really benefit the town. We had to slay a few monsters along the way, some giant dogs. You remember the astonishingly awesome tales? We found one of those real life monsters, the Wendigo. It was straight from the comic book. We had to deal with that, but luckily that thing hopefully won't be stalking around anymore. We talked to some raiders. They're not doing great themselves. They seem to be. They're not like the other raiders. They're not like the ones that are all bloodthirsty. They're part of this group called the Free Radicals, and they might be a little bit more open to some change as opposed to those other guys. So they're working with Rusty right now. They might be on the way in a couple days or so. Finally, we got Hill's Bells, so she tagged along. She's safe and sound. And finally, we caught 6 of your guys coming back. 2 of them, they went ahead and pressed on, but 4 of them decided to come back to town with us.
Oh, well, man, that is a big update, Sam. I appreciate you sharing that all with me. Okay. Well, let's get some things out of the way, I guess, strategically. So, the time you were gone, we have done a little bit of cleanup around here. We've started to organize a bit more in the church. Before, when you were last here, we just had boxes and crates there. But in the time you've been gone, we've actually been using it for more town hall meetings and things like that. There have been people that have been leaving. I'm sorry, did you just tell him, by the way, Sam, that you brought people back into town? You
Yes.
mentioned the Raiders, but my brain skipped the beat on the 4 that came back. If you did,
Yes, 2 left, 6 came back. Or
Thank
4
you.
came back with us.
thank you for clarity's sake that he knows. So he goes, some of the people that left, they were part of those meetings. Well, I wasn't able to convince them. So if you were, hallelujah to you, we could use a little more of that around here. But more mouths to feed means we got to get some other situations under control. And I guess I should introduce you to a friend that you know. Maybe it's been a little while, and well, he's changed his personality a little bit, but well, I'll just. And he presses a button on his countertop there, and you can see a light begins to blink. Sam, why don't I'm going to give you a chance. This is a 0 difficulty test in turn. Well, actually, it's going to be 1 difficulty. There's no complications to not knowing this. You want to roll like an intelligence and repair, or I think that would be the way to do it. Why don't you roll an intelligence repair to see if you know what this is? 1 success. Great. That's all you needed. You can make out that this is the same sort of control panel that you saw over in the prison that Lena was using to work with the other Protectron. So it's pretty sensible to you that whatever button this is that he pressed is serving as some sort of remote controller for the town. And as he continues to kind of give you the lowdown, basically what he's saying is the church is the meeting hall that they're using. Last time you were here, you all met up in the cafeteria of the town to make some decisions, what was sort of serving as the tavern and all that. And that place is still there and probably populated. But they've started to utilize the church a little bit more because they're trying to get themselves settled as a actual city. They don't want to just be so ragtag and flying by night, if you will. So they've been starting to meet up there. Makes sense that Hell's Bells would even go up that way too. She's going to check in with, like I said, her militiamen and stuff like that from the rest of town. As he's describing that, one thing he does point out to you, which you all had a teaser to, is that they've started a bulletin board that sits out in front of the church. And that bulletin board is where people in the town are posting things that they need done. Again, very much above board, but also things we've talked about. That is a way you guys can use to start upgrading facilities in the town. That the NPCs here are going to have associated quests that they'll put over there when they're ready for it. And you guys can take those quests a la carte. Unless you see one that specifically has a time limit on it, that probably won't go up there anyway. They'll probably grab you if they need something urgent. But unless it has a time limit up there, they're very much a la carte. Do them in the order you want to do them. That is how you could do things like upgrade the trade centers to give Rusty Dusty Bones, for example, maybe a spot for his Brahmin to park up. I think actually giving a Brahmin trough and all that is a thing to do. So maybe we'll work on building out some barns and stuff like that. Uh-oh, I got a text in here that's making sound. Sorry, chat. What else we have up there? Oh, well, I'll say it's about this time. I want to introduce a system. By the way, we're very short on time for the night with less than 20 minutes. So, Sam, when you and he are chatting, let's see that this page will come through and you all have permission to be on this page. I don't. I'm going to add you all. Okay, invite. Okay, you've all been invited to a page on the Notion, and I'm putting the link to it in chat. As you're talking to him, the door opens with a little bell ring at the top, and you see your Protectron friend that you made last time come in. And this time, though, very notably, he has a top hat on, very much like a mayoral style black top hat. And if I can pull this up for you folks on stream, I will do that in just a minute. And as that happens, Tom says, well, Sam, I'd like you to meet the new mayor of the town, if you will. Meet what we've just been calling him, Mayor Smiles, for the time being. I don't know if we're gonna get him a better name. But he's our new management system. And you see him go, "Hello and welcome to the City of Hope. I am your Vault-Tec designated survival apparatus." Which he goes on to say, SMILE stands for Settlement Management Interface for Lasting Establishment. I will be your assistant in setting up any needs you have throughout town. It is good to meet you, citizen. It is good to meet you, citizen. It is good to meet you, citizen. And he tries to go over and he puts out his hand to shake yours, Sam. Doesn't even bother grabbing your hand, but just does a sort of a gesture in your direction. He's not perfect, but we were able to dig out some kit from that old Vault-Tec store down the street you guys found. And, well, I mean, he's not bad. I think it's an upgrade.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Mayor.
It is a pleasure to meet you too, obedient citizen.
Well, Tom, I have to say it's pretty magnificent.
You know, I think he's got some little bugs and quirks we might work out along the way. And Lena, digging through all that stuff over there, sort of pops her head up and she's sort of chuckling. Well, you certainly made him into something different. Looks like you also got his arm fixed up there, Tom. Not anything fancy, though. Guess you didn't decide to use the cryolator on him. But at least one arm's better than, well, one extra arm's better than what he had before. I don't think, did I show that on screen? I think I did for people at home. So if anyone looks back up at the stream, I'll have it up there for a second. But just your regular Protectron, but he's got a nice mayor's hat on. And just to kind of recap that, the SMILE system is installed in his programming now. He's the Settlement Management Interface for Lasting Establishment. Sorry, Settlement Management Interface for Lasting Establishment. I said that wrong the first time, or my brain misheard it, but that's the way to do it. It's going to serve as an interface. This is your SMILE interface on the Notion. And just to give you guys a heads up that the town, with approximately 15 people in it, that number may have changed a little bit since you brought some people back, but with approximately 15 people, Tom, and maybe even with the help of this robot, convey to you, Sam, just so you know real quick, that the town is losing food, losing water, losing power, and as a result, losing happiness. Although that's more of a subjective sort of thing. But anyway, well, I guess for us it's not very subjective. It's a very, really strong number that's derived from the rest of the things adding together. If you get the food, the water, and the power under control, so can you get the happiness under control. And if that's the case, then you could start adding even more to the town. Right now, the lack of happiness in the town is an explanation for why people are leaving. They are unhappy with the status of things, as they kind of, told you along the path. It's just kind of degraded in the absence of you guys being around. Can we put a pause then with Sam? Well, he's talking to Tom, and you can ask him any questions you want to come up with here. But just again, because we're close on timing, that over to Raven, Mr. Handy, and Jim, they pull up to what is the old theater. That's what this area is, chat. This was an old theater in town, and it's serving as an operating theater for the meantime. They have beds pushed in there. This is more of an emergency triage clinic from the Mirelurk attacks. It is much calmer now. There are only about one or two people in beds who look a lot better. These are people who are not seriously or they're no longer seriously injured. They're very stabilized, sort of up and chatting. It is kind of getting to nighttime, so you see they've sort of dimmed the lights in the place for now. And as they see you coming in, one of this sort of attending nurses there goes, "Oh, wow, he looks terrible. Let me get Jacob for you real quick." As Raven, you, Jim, and Alfred kind of push through those doors. And Jim, Raven, you see Jacob come out. "Oh, wow, yeah, you're not wrong. They're looking terrible. Jim, right? Jim?"
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
What you got going on here? This leg doesn't look good. The arm looking bad. What you got?
Is Jim going to die?
He might.
Man, I'll tell you, the things we've seen. This broken leg and arm here is the result of one of those what some believe to be a myth, the Wendigo. Yeah, that thing came and knocked me clean, and I'm here, but I'm not so good.
Well, if we get him seated in one of these beds here, let's help him get up there and get him taken care of. I'll look you over here. Jim, make sure you're doing okay. Raven, can you on the count of 3, 3, 2, and they huffed him up onto one of these beds on the side. Actually, we'll just put you right here in the corner, Jim, where you are as it stands. And he starts going over you. Yeah, broken leg, looking real bad, man. Oh, this is terrible. And the broken arm too. He kind of looks at that. And, we can patch this up. We can do this for you, Jim. It's not gonna be any problem. But you can't be going anywhere the next day or so, or you're never gonna get this fixed. You were all dragging him. How you were out the radio, and did you drag him the whole way from the radio antenna to here? Oh, quiet bunch.
I went boom to nearly die. Yes, we did.
Oh yeah, you look pretty shitty yourself, honestly. You should probably lay down, or maybe that's just how you look. But either way, you should take a seat as well. Raven, if you want to take a rest, you're welcome to here. As for you, Alfred, why don't you go tell your friends that you made it this way and check in with them. So he's going to go off. And as we are pulling into the last 10 minutes of the night, I do want to leave it a little free form for all of you. Any further decisions that you want to do? Before we go back to Sam, I'll actually just check in with Raven and Jim. Is there anything you two want to do on your part before we wind this down for tonight? You guys can do big catch-up next week between each other as well.
No.
Cool. Raven, you type it out if there is anything. Sam, the same question to you then while you're talking to Tom, if there's any other information. I think he'll probably have more to give you guys next week. I wouldn't recommend starting up a whole other huge chain of dialogue now just for the sake of leaving on time. But if there's other things you want to do, you're welcome to it.
Sure, I could use nap. I am just glad we made it, Jim.
The only thing I'm curious on is what he was talking about with the person in that cell that you were talking about.
Oh, this was about one of the people that was misbehaving or something like that in town. Is this what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're asking Tom that, yeah, the stuff next door, they were eating that shit. The pink stuff, the donuts and the fancy lads and all that good stuff that pops out of machines. You said someone not to eat that, but people have. I mean, we've been starving here. It's that or cannibalism, and well, you do look tasty, Sam, but I think a lot of people are taking the pink goo route.
That's horrible to hear, but everyone else is good though, right? Jacob's good. I haven't heard anything about him.
Oh, sure, Jacob's fine. He's over there doing what he does. Jacob's Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Sam?
I was saying my friends were messed up. I'm hoping that he is taking care of them.
Oh, I'm sure Jacob will do plenty fine. And that's about the time you have Mr. Handy Alfred come through the door and kind of relays that information. They're completely fine, Master Sam. They're just resting. And Jacob told me to come over here because, well, honestly, I don't think he wants me hovering around his medical bay. And what can I say? I'm not one for the sight of blood unless it's that of our enemies. In which case, I relish the challenge.
I'm glad to hear you so gung-ho these days, buddy.
You know, actually, Master Sam, one of the reasons I'm so excitable for bloodshed is that I spend a lot of time reading, what's his name, the barbarian? I just had it in my brain and it went out the window.
Yeah, Grognak.
Grognak! I was going to say Rognak with an R. I've read so much Grognak the Barbarian that I'm excited. Not only that, but Rip Danger, you know, the crew. I just feel like I was in a comic today. It was a wonderful experience. Well, the whole week.
I'll have to tell you, friend, it's not too far off. And you know what? You're right. It almost is like we have a little crew here, just like in those comics.
Well, that's just wonderful. Oh, Master Lena, is that the arm you promised me? It looks wonderful. She does have that cryolator arm if you guys want that to be installed on him next week. I'll get some stats for that. That is a legitimate thing from the book that you can install a cryolator arm, at least on Protectrons, but I'm not too concerned about, you know, putting that on him. We'll just have to decide what sort of thing it overlaps. And I do need to give him a little bit of a stat boost. Mr. Handy there is rolling like full misses so many times. It's just because he's a very generic base model sort of thing that we're playing with. He's not a unique one. And that's sort of maybe, again, something that can be expanded upon next now that you're all back at town. With that, though, again, Sam, if there's anything else you want to kind of clean up for next time, what I would say is leave a note for yourself about that guy if you want to investigate any further on him. But I think for next week, the direction I'm sort of teasing you guys in just right now is that you could start on the quest that you've got in town. I'm sure there's a lot of, discussions more with Tom and stuff that can be done. Seeing what sort of supplies you want to start working on, things like going out and finding the microscope and all of that. You got some teases about kit you could buy from Rusty Bones. Teaser that one of the things you could get set up is sort of that trade establishment, so Rusty can start coming up this way, has a place to park his Brahmin and all the rest. And it's not just Rusty either. You could attract through other traders too on occasion. So I guess what I'm leaving you with all tonight is a very you're back to town, so you got many threads that you can start pooling on in the next week, depending on what you guys want to do next. Of course, there's still things going on in the background. And generally, the one thing you probably can't sit on forever is that hope still hangs in the balance of whether they're going to stick around or not. Not to force your hands in regards to like helping the townsfolk, but I would point out, because again, this is your choice. You know that you can always react to these things however you want. But as it stands, this town, if you continue it in a sort of ignored way, if you guys just leave and go on a whole other path, hope would continue to lose people as they, hit the power. They're running into an issue where I think it has to do with like the defenses of the town, the lights they have out there. They're pulling too much from the generator. That means that they got to actually split it between the water purifier, which is leading to less water for the town, which is leading to less food for the town, I think is actually the math on that. There is an entire Google spreadsheet that manages that, which I will introduce you to within the next week there. But for tonight, I'm satisfied. How do you all stand? Round robin, if you want to go around. Everyone good?
Yes.
Jim's good?
Yeah.
Sam's good?
I'll tell Tom goodnight, kind of wave past them as I look to see if they're okay, and then go tuck in for the night.
Sure. Sounds like a plan. We'll resume that you guys can have a full 8-hour rest between now and then giving you something like an 8 a.m. wake up or something next week. Does Jim, do you want to roll now for your health and stuff, your injuries, or do you want to save that to next time?
I'll roll now, doesn't matter.
Okay. That was survival and endurance.
Okay.
Yeah. Oof. And a complication at that. Good to know. So Jim's night, though long, is not very restful and not very pleasant. Jacob's going to roll one too, and he's going to see if he can, because he's a doctor attending there. Actually, you know what? Because he actually gets, I'm going to give him 3, because this is sort of his specialty. He adds 2 successes to the thing, which is still not enough to heal Jim up. What will happen, Jim, is, and again, I want to just make it clear that, wait, well, hold on. Whoop. You didn't fight today, though. You did not fight. Jim did not fight.
Yeah, I was going to ask if maybe it counted as him resting because we dragged him the entire way and he didn't really walk or anything.
No. Too much. He needs to stay still and not do anything like that to heal. But it will go down a little bit, though. This will be my last math of the night here. I don't know where I left that page. Here we go. So his difficulty was 3. Actually, you know what? You get one of your injuries healed from this, Jim, because you did moderate travel, so your difficulty is 3 for today. And with your success and with Jacob's 2 added to the mix, and I really don't know. That complication is just going to remain. I think technically the math is that, again, you would have only healed one of these 2 injuries, I think is the pure math, but we're just going to also absorb that complication. Just say, Jim only gets 1 thing healed for today. I'm going to roll a hit locator to see which one. We're going to reroll it. Head. Okay, I got leg. Leg is the one. So you got your leg injury healed. Your arm's still messed up, though, Jim. So if you want to make a note about that. Leg healed, arm injured. So half of it's down. And if you guys choose to have a lazy day in town next time, and that you guys can spend as much time RPing that, talking to other people. You could just do, honestly, a whole day of, sorting your gear and stuff like that if you so choose. And that would let him rest once more. In which case, if Jim does nothing of importance, he will only have a difficulty 1 on passing that next test. So, how about that? That'll be our conclusion for tonight.
Yes.
Everyone at home, thank you so much for joining us. This is our little escape from the real world every Sunday night. We do the game on Twitch live. We kick off about 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's New York City time. And we do that with about a 30-minute warm-up as we get things settled in, chit-chat with people out there. You're welcome to ask questions. Throughout the session, I try not to read chat too much, keep myself focused on all these numbers and different rule sets that I need to. So thanks to the guys on the team and Raven and all the rest who are out there engaging with the audience and chatting out there. I want to thank you for attending. I want to remind you and beg that you check out the YouTube account. I can put a link to that, but I would really pin the... all the words are wrong. I would direct people to the top of chat there where you can find the pin for our Substack. That is tftfallout.substack.com, or you can go to tftfallout.com. I have that one now, and that will take you to the Substack where you can find all of our links. There is the link to the podcast, the Discord, the Twitch, the YouTube. Does the Twitch one work? It does. It's updated to Overseer Kyle, so that's great. And the YouTube is updated as well. I made our name over there a little bit more formal. I also started to align our YouTube images, our thumbnails. So they kind of have a bit of a rhyme and a reason this time. Like our live ones have a little bit of a retro television set on them. The podcast episodes that are audio only say as much. And they have a microphone up there. So that's really great. We got the Overseer logs. I was a little bit stressing because uploading both the audio only and the video episodes was sort of making the YouTube confusing, and I wasn't sure how to convey that to people. So why not use big freaking icons, right? Audio only, here's a microphone. Live, you got a TV. If it's the real episode with the video involved, the full episode, I guess we could say, you get these pretty little character cards showing off some of our people, some of the monsters, and all the rest. Chicky says, how do you stay so organized? Me and organized? You must have the wrong person. ADHD brain means I am lucky to catch these things when they fly past me. There's a lot of times when I go, hey, I really need to do this. Okay. And that's the end of that. I might remember it a couple more times and then not do it. Like I said earlier, with me trying to pull up the things the characters could buy from Rusty, I had that list waiting for 2 weeks, and then I didn't find it. So I forget to take my meds until 1 a.m. a lot, says Chicky. That'll do ya. Will hope fall or hope rise? Tune in next time for Tales from Tomorrow. That's right, Mac. Thank you again, one and all, for attending. We will get ready to close it down. Oh, but I did want to say, if you have time to go over to YouTube and give anything like this a thumbs up, or watch it all through, or you want to like let it play in the background, even all of it helps. We are just trying to get off the ground on YouTube, but it can be a little bit of a thing. I want to say I've been uploading a lot of shorts over there just to kind of game the algorithm. Shorts do really well these days. Some of them do so well. I uploaded this totally random one last night. It's gotten 412 views, which is awesome. Let's get play for you there now. 400 and some views, and then some of the other ones only get 10. I don't know. I noticed YouTube wasn't even sending the one out. Like, it literally showed it to 0 people, and I'm like, what do you mean? It's the same. Like, I tagged it, and I did all this stuff. So if you get the chance, if you get the chance to give it a like, I think it's waiting. I think YouTube is like, I'm not going to send this until somebody likes it. So if you get the chance to do it, please feel free. It would be great. If you get the chance to rate us on Spotify, I think you can thumbs up, iTunes, all the rest, all those good things. And yeah, we'll catch you next week on Twitch. There'll be a new Overseer log on Friday. It's behind the scenes stuff. So it's just me and maybe some comrades from this group here will join in, and we'll just shoot the shit on there and talk about character development and all the rest. Gavin, thanks for being here. I had an incredible time watching. Thank you so much. And a huge thank you to my comrades and friends that play this each week. I truly do this for them most of all. I was thinking about this last night or today, and I thought, you know, making all this extra stuff for YouTube is just such a pleasure because it's things I already wanted to do for the group. It's giving me a chance to kind of coalesce all of our thoughts and recaps from these episodes, and I get to put it out there in text form for people. So we finally have a little bit of a paper trail for what we've been doing. Instead of it just living exclusively in our heads, we now have it out there for you all to enjoy and imbibe with. So don't be shy. Share it with friends. Tell other people about it. In the future, we might do some other TTRPGs as well. And if you're someone that's interested in playing one of these Fallout TTRPGs, the door's open. I'd like to do more of this in the coming year. So if you want to, you know, participate, get in on any one-shots or anything, we very much could make a whole new Fallout setting and such for people to do that. Chicky says, next mission, can you go to the Vatican? I want to see you read all the books in their secret library. I don't know. I don't know what Rome, I don't know what all the situation's like over there for Fallout, but who knows? Who knows? Comrades, we will catch you next time, next week, same time, same place, same channel. How about we give you the theme I never played? tftfallout.substack.com. Everybody, good night. Thank you for attending. See you next week. Okay, comrades, what a great session. I had a blast.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that was
how
awesome.
fun.
I am glad you all made it back to Hope. Now you have other endeavors and parts of the world you can explore and go